Hello and welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM Blake Peebles, and here is your cast. And everything's working. You love to see it. Okay, it's actually running really smoothly because I, after a couple years, finally got a new laptop, so I don't have to run like 4 instances of Foundry on the same computer. It's great.
Read out those specs live on the stream. What is it? What's that machine got?
I don't know, man.
Did you build it?
No, I just got the best deal I could find on Best Buy over the holidays.
You don't generally build your own laptop.
Yeah, I almost put my own hands up to be like, yeah, I can do that too.
Only Tommy's allowed to do the hearts. Anyway, it's been 1 week since we played last, and we're back to play again. And yeah, it is, and that's true. Cool. But before we begin, does anybody have any cherished bits or announcements to make? The silence really kills me.
What's up, everybody? It's time
Yeah!
for another round of What's Chelsea Playing?
Oh, I've missed it.
So, tis the season, / it was the season of giving into peer pressure.
Ooh.
And I picked up 2 games that, when I tell you for 4 years, people have been telling me to play both of these games, I would not be exaggerating. If I had a nickel for every time somebody told me to play Horizon Zero Dawn, I would only have 10 nickels, but it's literally 10. So I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn and Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh.
Animal Crossing New Horizon Zero Dawn is the full name.
You know, one time I made a edit for a Twitch streamer combining those 2 games together. So I'll send that your way if I can find it.
Well, they're very similar.
Pretty much the same game.
It's a lot of crafting.
Yeah.
Who was your first neighbor?
And that my first 2 neighbors were Axel and Ursula.
Mine was Axel!
I love Axel!
High five!
I don't like Ursula, but keeping her around for nostalgia. And
Fair
I have Opal, because I love her because she's a bitch.
Yeah. That's about it.
Well,
This has been
that's nice.
another round of What's Chelsea Playing?
The holiday season was good to us here at my house, and so I have, again,
You launched into that.
welcome mystery quotations, and then I also have the assorted works of T.S. Eliot. Which one would you prefer? Or I have that sex book from like a couple of months ago.
Taylor Swift Elliott.
All right, quotations. Somebody give me a page. This is the Book of Mystery Lovers Book of Quotations from like the 90s. So
25.
page 25. Oh, they have like the quotes are numbered. Wow.
Oh, so do we pick a number of quote number or a page number?
The quote number 25 is, "Scholars are always putting 2 and 2 together and making 5."
I heard that!
Heard that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times.
I'm always saying this about scholars.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me of in America's Next Top Model, they had to do commercials, and one of the girls was a mathematician. So Tyra Banks, and she failed her commercial because they had to do improv for a modeling competition.
Yeah,
And
Brittany.
Yes, and Tyra
Brittany
Banks was
from
like,
the Petite Cycle.
Tyra Banks was like, "This is what you should have done. This mascara is 1 + 1 = 3. I just made that up. I'm not even a mathematician."
Oh, Tyra. Never change.
Yeah.
Gosh. Michael, have you been listening to Pod Lead'em?
I haven't been listening to Pod Lead'em, but I have been a part of the best photo on America's Next Top Model history on the Reddit.
On Reddit.
They post. It's really fun. Highly recommend it.
I've been peeking in every now and then, but
It's
Pod
really fun.
I'm literally on my 2nd listen through of Pod
I will
Lead'em.
listen to Pod Lead'em. I will listen to Pod Lead'em. There's something in my pocket.
Or are you just
It's
happy to
chocolate.
see me? Oh. Okay. Um,
I have chocolate too. Everyone else pull out their chocolate.
I have an empty mug that had hot chocolate in it. So does that count?
I have a chocolate orange that I'm working my way through.
Nice.
Everyone show your chocolate.
Everyone shows your
Ooh,
chocolate.
it's all melted. My thighs were so hot.
Good.
This has been What's in Michael's Pocket.
A new cherished bit.
New bit.
I actually like that bit a lot.
All right, well,
Yeah.
get ready for next week. Oh yeah, and then of course it doesn't work. I forgot about this. Okay, so why don't we do the D&D thing, hey?
Sounds good.
You're eating and like put it in the freezer for a second.
It's a weird consistency. It's like rubber.
Okay. All right. Well, last time on Bright Futures, our heroes journeyed from the baronet's estate across the beautiful Evdetois Valley into the region's capital of Jacolar. They bid farewell to the baronet and Lord Byron when they entered into the gates of the city on the mountain, the latter telling them to meet up with him at the tournament grounds later. The group explored a bit, finding a place to stay, the House of Rock, 2 gold per night, with complimentary access to the shows at the neighboring orchestra hall, and getting some fancy clothes for dinner for that night in the palace. The group then headed to the Rosy Nave to meet with their contact, Deje Flag, and he seemed in terrible condition. Most of his body was wrapped in bandages, and he had this hacking cough, but missing a horn as well. He gave Shandi some clothes in the Raskhaus colors and briefed them on the other suitors for Anis du Chamanteau's heart here this weekend. One of them is another Stellosian nobleman, the Earl of Narive, Lord Percival Fortain, a bookish fellow with impeccable manners. A Lion Knight from Caerleone, the Hand of Mercy and Vengeance, Lord Felix Numon. The youngest ever member of the elite Silvered Beast rank of soldiers, and Lady Odessa Tevrutine, the daughter of the Marquess Tevrutine and a childhood friend of Anis. On their way out, they were stopped by a massive lion-like man in immaculate, almost Napoleonic uniform. That man, Ambassador Kebdal of the Western Sea Kursala, threatened Shandi, telling him that he would not find what he seeks here. The group then made their way to the tournament grounds and found Lord Byron tersely speaking with a familiar face, the former second talent of Wilter's Watch, Balau. He had clearly moved on from his time in the Zymorian army and was none too happy to see the party. He took his leave, but not before telling Byron that these adventurers in particular would not be suitable for the job at hand. While Tether and Shandi decided to begin practicing for the joust, with Tether working her lackluster charms on Odessa Tevrutine, the rest of the group learned that Byron is the grandfather of Anis and the uncle of the Countess. And Everett, having been feeling awed since the group arrived, fell into a daydream about a scene long forgotten. But we will pick up as you guys are at the jousting grounds. Lord Byron has left because he has some stuff to take care of before dinner. And potentially we're going to practice jousting, but you don't have to do that. You do have to get registered for the joust by talking to the people setting stuff up, though, because currently you are not.
All right, Tether.
Well, let's go.
Okay. Does anyone want to sign up Shandi while me and Shandi practice our ultimate combo?
I think we can take care of the paperwork.
Okay, I turn into a scary, gross horse.
All right, as you turn into a scary, gross horse, everyone setting up the place begins to scream. Several knights draw their weapons and begin approaching your position.
I turn back from scary, gross horse. Hey guys, sorry, just me.
Why did you summon that undead horse?
I am the horse.
You're
Druid.
You're undead?
Druid.
And they start raising
No.
their swords towards you.
No.
Undead mushrooms, it's a common misconception, but they are.
Yeah, look.
They're very
I
different.
take a dagger out and like cut my palm.
Oh,
See,
jeez.
do we not bleed?
Blood magic!
Oh,
A couple more knights run up.
Oh god. Oh no.
Everett whispers to Septon, I think maybe I shouldn't be here. and just sort of starts to like sink into the background a little bit.
I think as long as you keep that ring on, you'll be okay.
Hey, Septon.
Yeah.
We know I love to talk. We know I love to talk. But I feel like someone good at talking should do it.
Okay, there's a misunderstanding. We're here as part of the entertainment for the jousts and such. This is mere... I understand magic is not so common around here, but this is mere illusory magic. You have nothing to fear. She's flesh and blood like the rest of us.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
I'm shockingly, like, not... Oh, never mind. I am pretty good at that.
I feel like that can't be true. You're definitely good at deception.
I forgot I have a plus 13 in deception. 16.
They look wary, but they do sort of take a step back and sheath their swords, accepting that for the time. But you could tell a couple of them stick around to keep an eye on you guys while you're here.
Okay. If you guys are gonna stay there, shoot us some pointers.
Okay, let's...
So, Tether,
do we have anything?
Do you have any control over the appearance of the horse you turn into?
Funny, you should ask. I do not.
Okay, well, I don't mean to offend, but it doesn't quite strike a gallant figure.
Well, I can be a horse for a while. We can probably I can probably turn into a horse a little while before, and then we can decorate me to make me look better.
Do we have any disguise magic? Glamour charms?
Oh, hold on. Can't you cast polymorph?
I have a disguise kit, but I think that's for humanoids.
You could try to use it on a horse.
There's
Well, hear me out.
I'm gonna paint this horse.
Hear me out. If they practice using Tether's wild shape, and then for the actual event, you polymorph Tether into a better looking horse.
Everett, make an intelligence check for me.
Do I not know how to play D&D? Is that what's happening? Intelligence. I'm a smart lad. Roll normal.
Your cursor
13.
is visible, by the way. 13. Yeah, I mean that's enough for you to know. The benefit of wild shape is that the druid gets to retain their sort of mental acuity, but polymorph would make Tether as smart as a horse. So
maybe that's for the best.
My grades might tell you that I am already. Am I right?
She would retain her personality, though.
Yeah, but she'd be dumb. She'd be dumb like a horse.
And improve.
And that wouldn't help
What is a horse?
in a joust.
What is a horse's intelligence?
No, besides intelligence score, she
tethered.
would be horse-brained,
Hey.
which is fine. But at that point, he should probably just use a normal horse, maybe even a horse trained for.
Me is a 8 intelligence. Thank you very much.
A horse is what?
2.
Okay, so it is a big decrease.
So if you polymorph Tether into a horse, Tether would be an untrained horse. So it'd probably just be better to get a horse that is trained for jousting if you're going to use a biological horse.
Or we overcome a nation's prejudices.
I could find you a horse.
You could do that.
Yeah,
I mean, you know the Baron
had something.
I don't know if that works when she's a horse. But you know that the Baronet can cast seeming. You know, there's ways around this. You'd have to convince him to do that for you on the day of the joust, but
I think that's more than fair. What were you gonna say, Peter? Or Stephen? I forget which.
I was gonna say, put on your hat and then polymorph and see what happens. But Septon doesn't know about the hat, I don't think.
nope.
Yeah, no.
Septon's got theories, but he doesn't know anything.
This is a problem we can tackle once the two of us have actually learned how to joust, which should take precedent.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn into the horse. I'm sorry about the image. Like this one, I have no control over it.
You turn back into the horse. They do not run to attack you this time, but there's a lot of grimaces, a few prayers in High Solosian, some spitting on the ground. People are not pleased with your appearance.
I do more dressage to ease their nerves.
Doesn't seem to ease their nerves.
Okay.
All right, Tether, let's go find a saddle.
You can find one easily enough. Pay like 5 gold for saddle and reins. Cool. So as you mount up Tether, you see that there are a number of lances nearby. I'm just going to walk you through how jousting works. So the rules of the match is it's 2 contestants who go towards each other on horseback or on animal back, I guess is the specific wording used here, and try to hit each other with lances. When a jousting lance makes contact, it is destroyed, and the person who was holding it scores a point. But if you unhorse your opponent, you automatically win. The first one to 5 wins, or the first one unhorsed loses. If both are unhorsed at the same time, it goes to melee combat. Single combat until one collapses or admits defeat. The way it works mechanically is that each jouster wears a shield and a lance. The lance is a normal lance, so it's maybe it's a normal lance. It's a 1d12 damage weapon. Uses strength for attack and damage. On each pass, it's a big ol' spear. On each pass, each jouster rolls an attack with their lance. If you hit, you roll damage. When you are hit, you have to make a brace check. The DC is equal to the amount of damage you took from the attack. On a failed check, you are unhorsed and you lose the joust. A brace check is a strength check with animal handling proficiency if you have it. So you pass back and forth until one person loses. Some additional rules, since you two are working together, and you can work with better cohesion than a normal mountain rider. Tether, on a hit, you can make a strength saving throw in order to better sturdy yourself under Shandi and potentially prevent him from being unhorsed. It has a scaling DC depending on how much damage Shandi took, but you're just making a strength save either way. If you fail this check, Shandi's brace check is made a disadvantage because you've become unsturdy. But if you succeed, not only is the check made an advantage, but Shandi gets to use dex instead of strength because it's not about him trying to brace himself on the horse, it's just staying on top of you as you move around and brace yourself. Before each pass, you get to choose which lance to use. There are 5 types of lances. There's a balanced lance, which is just regular standard stuff. A long lance, where you have a -5 to attack rolls, but a +5 to your AC, since you're farther away. It's harder to hit, but harder to hit you. A short lance, which is the opposite, +5 to attack, -5 to your AC. A heavy lance, which adds a D8 to your damage, but a -5 to your animal handling check if you get hit, and a light lance, which is the opposite, which does less damage but makes it easier for you to stay horsed. So you can switch lances between each pass. You don't have to use the same lance every single time. But that's how jousting works.
Blake, these jousting rules are very vaguely familiar to me.
That's because, in a campaign you were in. Remember when you started listing the long lance, heavy lance, I was like, whoa. Yep. Back in Salad Bowlers we did a joust.
Damn, like
question:
6
does the
years
official
ago.
paperwork that we're signing up with just doesn't specify a horse?
It's just the rider.
As animal.
It's just it doesn't specify horse. No, it does specify animal.
We just went to a zoo.
Each other wild shapes into a fucking rhinoceros.
Yeah. But it does specify single combat if both are unhorsed. So if you tried to help in the fight afterwards, he would probably be disqualified.
Understood on that front.
So there are some dummies here and there, so you guys can take a couple of passes and sort of get used to each other. You're a horse right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can practice that way for now.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens on the day, which is to say tomorrow.
Shandi drags a lance over and like clambers onto a horse or onto tether.
I mean, you can have a squire to help you.
Would any of you like to be my squire?
That could
I'll be
be
square.
interesting. Oh,
I mean, I don't mind. I'm ready to fist fight another squire though if it comes to it.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
What?
All right, yeah, you can be the squire. Jeez.
Back up.
Is that
No,
not
I
what-
think that the
Well,
squire.
not fist fight
does-
someone else for the position of squire. I meant fist fight another knight's squire.
But should we?
I believe that's what happens if both of them go down. The squires fight it out.
Or you know, if
do
like
we need a second?
The squire's the second.
The squire
We're
is
all
the
squire.
second. You could just have a pit team.
A pit team. Listen,
Yeah.
I don't think it's within the realm of fairness if I were to say enchant Shandi or Tether.
Tether asked about this, and that would be grounds for disqualification.
Right. However, from the stands, I'm sure I could shout inspirational things. Perhaps you could say. It's not a spell.
Do
Not
we
magic.
not also need a herald?
Just a hype man.
You could have one. They're
Johnny's groupies.
Don, did you get one of those
That
giant
is a role I
long,
could fulfill.
horns?
So Tether's fulfilling the role of my horse. Pier will be my squire. Septon will be moral support from the stands.
Or the hype man if I have to make if I have to announce you. But I have a feeling they'll have an announcer.
Well, if we bring our own announcer, wouldn't that just lend us more legitimacy?
You could be Chaucer from A Knight's Tale.
I think that's a
a
great
movie.
idea.
I
It's a
expect
movie I
great
always
things from
forget
you.
it exists.
Cool. Yeah, you can start taking a couple passes. There's dummies that can be set up
Yeah.
as you go through. Why don't we just say you roll an attack on your first pass here, just to get a sense for how you start off in this thing. You are proficient with a lance because you're a fighter, so you can add your proficiency to the attack.
Let me just double check, make sure I am correct about what my strength is.
I need to get my dice out. It's been a fucking minute, huh?
Flaccid 20.
All right, yeah, not bad. You're hitting targets. You can go ahead and roll damage if you want. D12 plus strength.
One.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you hit the target. Square in the middle. It doesn't seem to move or react to being hit in any way, which is maybe not the best sign, but hey, you're hitting the target, so there's that.
It's a good start.
Yeah. Then Pierre gives you another lance. You go again. You can practice.
Before each pass, I do the equivalent of like a couple horse squats. Shake out each limb.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever seen a horse squat.
Immediately.
Kicking your legs out from side to side.
Yeah.
Dressage.
Yeah, I mean, this goes on for a while. So three people are occupied here with practice. Are the other three of you doing anything, or are you just watching?
Did we do the paperwork?
Watching, enjoying. We can go register.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go register. We don't have to RP that. It's easy enough. They kind of expected you. Byron seems to have assumed that you guys were going to be participating, but he didn't give any specifics. Cool. So a couple hours pass as early afternoon turns to late afternoon. And you guys get the sense that the three of you are working together as a pretty good team. You feel confident in your ability to support each other tomorrow during the joust itself.
Who would have thunk?
And you do actually see, by the end of your practice, the joust tournament setup here. You see that Shandi, in the first round, you will be up against Sir Alex Benite of Evdetois. He's from here.
Fodder.
Benny T.
In the other match in your bracket will be Sir Chester Genhart of Nariv versus Rem Uldal of the Western Sea Kursala. Over on the other side, you have Lord Farador of Blackrock Keep versus Sir Viola Dujon of Evdetois, another hometown favorite. And then finally, Sir Odessa Tevratine of Volante versus Sir Branford Petticola of Somerden.
I think if you hold, I think it's control. It lets you place the tokens like not
Yeah,
on the grid.
I fucked around with it and I just decided to leave it this way.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I don't know, this looks bad, but whatever. I was hoping you could see their names when you hovered them.
If I hover
I
over
can.
them, I
I
can.
can-
Oh,
see 'em.
perfect. Great. I don't know why I can't. Oh, I was on the wrong thing. There we go. Cool. So, but yeah, it is now late afternoon. Tether and Shandi feel pretty worn out. Pierre, you probably feel fine. But like, yeah, you feel confident that you could aim a lance.
Well, I suppose we should get ready for tonight then.
Oh yeah, our outfit
Well,
fits.
the fit, you already bought a fit, then you had him
Yeah.
start working on a new fit for the ball, which is in a couple of days, for the masquerade.
Yeah. But we're going to the castle tonight
For dinner, yes.
for dinner. Yeah.
If you want.
Or fits
You
the
could
fashion.
just not also. Always an option.
No, we gotta wear our new fits.
We have to wear our new fits.
It's true.
We have a stylist.
Alright, are you headed straight on up?
I mean, Shandi's gonna stop and have a refresh for a bit, so he doesn't
Yeah.
show up covered in riding dust.
Sweaty and riding dust. Yeah, you can stop by the House of Rock and change if you want. Even in the late afternoon here, it seems like the House of Rock is quite raucous. A lot of people are downstairs drinking, singing songs. As afternoon is turning into evening, it is a happening place, the House of Rock. And you see a bunch of people all dressed in like similar black and white attire, are all drinking together at a table. They all have instrument cases next to them. Seems like they're probably going to perform a show tonight. But you guys have a different thing on the agenda for yourself, which is to head to the palace up north of this little courtyard you are in here. You come to a large golden gate and see two of those Lucudor in those massive suits of armor standing out front. Don't remember who has the thing. Who was given the thing?
Wasn't it Shandi?
The letter from the Baronet that would grant you access.
Would it be in my inventory if I was given it?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think I'm I'm not usually the thing taker.
Though, speaking of inventory, I don't know who has this, but you were given by the Countess a pauldron of House Chamonteau during year one, way back, that gives you advantage on charisma checks against people who care about nobility. So, if you want to wear that,
I do not have.
I think it just got put in the bag of holding, but I don't remember. There was
Give that to
probably
Shandi.
that was probably like 2 real world years ago that you guys were given this item.
I mean, yes. If we have it, I suppose I'll be wearing it.
Let me double check. I can.
It's not in the bag of holding.
The golden pauldron. I'll just put it on Shandi. I'll put it on your sheet, I suppose. It is considered clothing, so I don't know where it's gonna go, but it is on your sheet.
Oh, I see it. Yes. Alright. It's been equipped.
Great. Okay.
Hello, here with the Resk party?
Whose big old suit of armor reaches forward and looks over the letter and then hands it back to you before signaling, and the other one opens the gate with one hand. Not too far, but enough to allow you in, up into these beautiful, magnificent palace grounds as you wind your way through some hedges and some gardens, up past a fountain towards a stairway that goes up, winds up one direction, back over a bridge towards the entrance to the castle, where a manservant is standing, waiting for you, human man, as most folks are here in the Salos. With a deep bow, says, And what party are you attending with?
We're the Resk party. I'm Sean D. This is my entourage.
Yes, there are. Perfect. We were given the right numbers by the baronet. If you don't mind, straight down the hall. You'll find a double door. Head through there. That is where we shall be dining. And Master Resk, for yourself, find one of us once the festivities are done, and we shall show you to your room.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm not staying in the inn with the rest of you.
Enjoy the dinner this evening.
Psst, Sean D.
Yes.
Do you feel like any of these guys are shifty? Like you're worried about them? Like you need a bodyguard for later or something?
I'll check back with you at the end of the night, but I don't expect anything untoward right now.
Okay, because I love fighting French people. So they're not out there.
They're not French.
Shundi, if I may, might it be pertinent that we explain to them that you are not, in fact, Resk?
I don't know that it makes a difference, given that I'm here as his representative.
He did just call you Master Resk, though.
We'll roll with it for now.
All right then.
Shandi.
Yes.
I'm just gonna check tomorrow to see if everyone's riding horses, and if at least one person isn't, I'm gonna be a rhino. Is that okay with you?
Follow your truth, Tether.
Illy.
Does anybody else
Are you
want to
nervous?
whisper?
I do want to whisper. I'm worried that me walking around with this scythe is just not a good look.
It is kind of insane on your back right now.
Why do you have the scythe?
I
Well,
don't think anyone's gonna mess with us.
I want to say,
All day.
I want to say, Septon has taken off his armor. He's just in his fine.
In your fancy clothes, yeah.
If we enter combat tonight, that's gonna be a problem, but it's fine.
But are we made to take off our weapons and shit, or is it like a chill?
No one has told you to yet.
Okay, I'm gonna just consider it like a cool like a cane sword, you know?
You know, some people do wear weapons as an accessory in court, although I think few would wear someone so ostentatious.
Well,
Maybe we slide it into Una's bag, like she said.
And I could wear a nice dagger or something.
Well,
I
wear
feel pretty partial to this side.
wear it out and proud, and if you get weird looks, then we can put it in the bag.
Okay, I'll keep it on me.
He keeps that fang on him.
Anything you want to whisper?
Stay strapped. Well, no more whispering?
Wait, I have one more thing I want to say.
Okay.
No days off.
No days off.
Okay.
Kicks open the double door.
You pass through the double door into a large, beautiful dining hall. There's a massive spinning... Oh, Tommy, everything's wrong now.
I didn't like the sight.
There's a massive spinning crystal chandelier. Hard to tell if it's just the sunset through the windows, but it is radiating this shifting orange light across the entire room. There are several tables set up. all across this room, and a bunch of dignitaries, nobility, knights just sort of milling around the place. Some of them are seated, some of them aren't. You see that Lord Byron is sitting at a table, having a loud conversation. You can't make out the words, but you can hear him having a loud conversation with a noblewoman who seems pretty uninterested, but she's just trying to respect this old guy. You look around, and actually you do see one familiar face. A brown-haired half-elf sitting in wizardly robes at one of the tables, looking kind of bored. You all but Pierre, you recognize him, but Everett, you recognize him best as Oliver Dumont from the Crimean Archives. You do not notice his big skeleton friend with him, conspicuously absent. You also do notice the ambassador is in the room as well here at dinner. And of course, sitting in the sort of a center place along a long table at like the head of the area, you see the Countess, who looks stunning. I mean, the last time you saw her, she was dressed in basically rags, pretending she had dyed her hair green, I believe. She was pretending to just be a spice merchant, but now you see her in her sort of regal glory. And though it is her 40th birthday, she doesn't look a day over 32. Yes, Michael. Oh, you're waving.
Oh no,
I didn't see that
I'm
part.
just waving. Sorry.
As you wave, you see her eyes light up and she beckons the group of you over.
All right, here we go.
Remember to bow as we approach, even if she
Every
is our
time
friend.
I pass someone new, I say, "You do."
You get a couple, how do you do? Back, just surprised before you move right past. You approach, and you bow or no?
Gandhi bows, yes.
Captain bows.
Very
Not
demure
a full formal bow, but like a everyone else in the room expects me to show respect, so we're gonna bow.
Yeah.
Are we expected to bow also as the help? Or am I
I
supposed
think
to
so in the
stay in the
presence of-
back and speak when spoken to? I give a polite, stiff bow.
I'm gonna bow, not curtsy.
Well, I have to curtsy. I'm in an angel costume.
That's true. Tether is in an angel costume right now.
Yeah, please. I forget.
What is everyone wearing?
I think most everybody's wearing normal clothes, but Tether's in an angel costume, and Septon's just in like nice clothes. Or, yeah. Everett's got his like cool robe.
Purple clothes.
Yeah, your cool purple robe.
I don't remember what instructions I gave, but it was Feywild.
Well, that's for the ball. So you don't have those clothes yet. You're just
You're
wearing
right.
your
I'm
nice
just
clothes
in
from
nice
Shondi's funeral, or Shondi's Belt's funeral, I should say.
No, I bought.
Oh, from
in
before.
this town.
Yeah.
Right.
She says, "My friends, I am so glad that you received my invitation and joined me for this occasion. It is a good sight seeing you not in that terrible, terrible place, and under much better circumstances.
White.
Though I can't help but notice, one of our mutual friends is not among us.
Personal quest.
He did seem ever the distracted type.
He's quite the free spirit, that turn.
And there are two new members.
Free bird, you could say.
Well, yes, I suppose you could. There are two new members of your order.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
My name is Countess Clarissa du Chamanteau. It is a pleasure to meet you. Your classmates and I underwent many trials and tribulations in the Underdark, and I dare say I owe them my life.
A pleasure to meet you, Countess. Such a beautiful party. Such a beautiful occasion.
Oh, and this is just an appetizer for what's to come. Just a dinner of close friends.
Well, you have many fabulous friends.
Oh, why, thank you.
I hope to be among their number someday.
Well, if you're here, you already are.
Everett tries to blush bashfully.
Here, your family.
Welcome to
ghosts
Applebee's,
blush?
adventurers.
Can ghosts blush?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm sure Casper, the friendly ghost, has blushed a time or two.
Just very like it's like just very exact circles. It's
Yeah.
like
And I haven't made your acquaintance either, and she gestures to you, Pierre.
I am Pierre Luxia, but my friends call me Pierre.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. You're an illustrious company. I'm sure you know.
I've heard.
Well, I have sat most of you with one of my favorite confidants, the ambassador. I don't know if you've been able to meet him yet, but I'm sure you have many tales to share with him. With the exception of you, I did not know that your master was pursuing the heart of my my ward. I'm just saying this to you, Shandi. So,
Yes, it's a shame to be here on business as well as pleasure, but
well, it's the business of pleasure. I do hope you'll treat her
so.
right. I have taken the liberty of, against the baronet's wishes, I must say, I have taken the liberty of sitting you with the other suitors and my niece. So, best of luck to you, young man.
wonderful. That sounds splendid.
And she gestures over to a smaller table where there are two figures sitting right now. A bookish Selosian lad with large spectacles, and an absolutely jacked half-elven man with a shoulder-length red hair and a massive grin. You see very prominently displayed on his hips are two beautifully made longswords.
Oh my god, it's Virgin and Chad.
They don't seem to have much to say to each other. They're just sort of sitting there.
Well,
Is
I
Odessa there?
suppose-
Not yet, no.
Okay, cool.
I suppose we'll do a bit of mingling then.
Yes. I do hope you enjoy the celebrations. And if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask one of the servants.
Of course.
Does the Countess have a first name?
Clarissa.
Cool.
Well, that explains it all.
And I'm sure my uncle would love to see you, speak with you at some point this night. He has been raving about you since this afternoon. He's quite taken with adventurers, as I'm sure he's already made you well aware of.
Oh yes.
And
I've swapped a handful of stories already.
He's quite an accomplished man, my uncle. One of the reasons this valley is as beautiful as it is. Though don't tell him I told you that. He'll go straight to his old head.
Oh, we will keep that secret safe with us.
You are much more personable than you used to be, Tether.
You know what? I'm trying.
We're succeeding.
You know what? Thank you so much.
Can I make an investigation check?
Yeah, what are you trying to find?
What is this lady into? You know?
Insight
What's
would
she
be
like?
the correct check to make here.
You could also ask us who know her.
Yeah.
That's
no,
true.
No, I'm just
Too
looking
late.
around.
No.
Oh, also, speaking of which, Chelsea and Phoenix, we did have a discussion last session about since we know she's part of like a rebel resistance group underground. If it doesn't go our way, we can blackmail her.
Okay. How excited are we for that plan?
When I brought it up, no one seemed excited.
Okay.
She's a nice lady who you're friends with, so that's
Yeah.
plan Z. What'd you get on your insight check there, Everett?
19 plus 0 also equals 19.
19! She seems legitimately excited to see everybody here. She's clearly into all the pomp and circumstance. She likes it. She's enjoying herself. She likes to be a hostess. In terms of, like, interests, kind of hard to say just by, like, looking at her. But you know that she's part of an sort of underground political movement. She supports She supports somebody who's trying to claim the throne.
Does she like flowers or dancing or?
She loves flowers. There's flowers everywhere. Yeah.
What's your favorite
She's
flower?
wearing. You couldn't know that from an insight check.
Not even with a 19 natural.
No, because that's like if you and I met for the first time and you looked at me, watched me behave for a few minutes, and were like, his favorite food is ribs. Like, that's not how that works.
Well, you could probably like smell it on you, you know,
Like Sherlock Holmes style.
What is her parfum?
There are a lot of buttercups around.
Her perfume is also barbecue sauce.
Though she's wearing a very long and large gown that would be very difficult to dance in, so you get the sense that dancing might not really be her deal.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Are you trying to hold up? Well, we'll see how the night goes, huh? A couple more guests come in behind you, and she turns her attention to them. And you guys are free to go. Your table's been pointed out to you. It's basically you guys and the ambassador. That's it at that table.
Fun.
And except Shandi, your table has also been pointed out to you. It's a much smaller table. There's only 5 chairs at that table.
The ambassador is.
The ambassador is
lion.
glaring at you.
Yeah.
Like this whole time. Yeah.
Well, while you're at your table, maybe keep me out of the discussion, if possible.
Easy.
Good to hear.
Is there a dance floor?
Not formally, but there's some space in the middle. The band isn't playing like a particularly danceable song at the moment. Though, from your practice sessions from before you came, you know that dancing tends to come after the meal. It's like a group event for when the dinner is over.
Sounds good. Let's go sit down, claim seats. Is it going to be awkward figuring out who wants to sit next to who, or do we just wing it?
I think sit where you please.
I'll sit next to the ambassador if it's awkward.
Well, two of you will be sitting next to the ambassador. Okay.
Isn't the ambassador? Wait.
He's at your table. Shandi has to sit at a different table. You guys are seated with the ambassador.
Yeah. Wait, don't we get?
That's
Why would it be
lion guy, not
awkward
the
with the
guy.
ambassador?
Because he threatened Shandi this morning.
Oh, that. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi. Is this seat taken?
No.
Well, it is now.
It's quite an ostentatious costume you have.
Thank you so much.
I apologize. She's not from around here, not used to the culture in the area. Wasn't sure what to wear.
I wanted to wear this.
You see him look down at himself, and you see that him in his like Napoleonic uniform he's not dressed like anyone else in here either. And he sort of looks at himself briefly before like just sort of breaking eye contact with you.
Hey, I decided to wear the thing that made me the most confident. Do you like pears?
Yes.
Me too.
You're in luck. I think dessert's a pear dish tonight.
High five to that.
No.
Okay.
So you all travel with the rest, whelp.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yes, we were all sort of thrust together by fate and traveling together for a few years.
Do you seek what he seeks?
What he seeks. What
I feel like that's like a
seeks.
very metaphysical question. Like, who do we seek?
We
you
kind
know?
of have some group goals, but we all
Yes.
have
Yeah.
individual goals.
Not sure I
Can I make a history
particularly
check?
know.
Sure.
Can I make a history check? Yeah. What? So. Oh boy. 27. What I want to know about this fella is, what is his beef, and also, what are some things that he might be passionate about based on?
You don't know his beef. There's nothing in his cultural history that would tell you why he would have no reason to be mad at Shandi, Resk. The Kursala have basically just lived in the Western Sea. At least this group of Kursala have only lived in the Western Sea ever. Certainly in their history, they had some problems with the Seleucians. Seleucians for a long time thought them as sort of a primitive bestial tribe, and basically hunted them into the grasses that they live in now, and only in the last maybe 50, 60 years have sort of civil communications begun between the humans of Salos and the Kursala. That wouldn't really have anything to do with Shandi, though. Shandi's not from here. He doesn't seem to be pissed at anyone else here, specifically Shandi. In terms of like Kursala cultural culture, you don't have a lot. You know, Seleucians wrote the history books, and they thought these guys weren't worth the time. So like they live in the Grass Sea, in the Western Sea. They have tribal families, sort of tribal family units. And then every other account kind of contradicts itself. Some people say they're cannibals. Some people say that they eat each other. Some people say they eat Seleucians. Some people say that's stupid. They don't do either of those things. You have some knowledge of some of the... There's a lot of dangerous creatures that live in the Western Sea as well that they hunt and tend to use as weapons, as well as the Geberers that they ride. But like in terms of what he's interested in, hard to say. There's not a lot of readily available information about these peoples. And this guy in particular, you know nothing about. You know, they're not keeping track in any books about which ambassador of the Kursala is where.
Oh, this is a nice outfit, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you.
Is this a uniform that is common among the Kursala?
I am the only ambassador to the Evdertois Valley, so this uniform is one of a kind.
Well, you wear it well.
Thank you. It was tailored to fit me.
Same. I've never been to a tailor before. Oh, sorry. You go.
Did you go to Jean Renault?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's friendly, right? He's a nice guy.
He's styling me.
He's styling you?
Yeah.
She means he made the outfit. Mine as well.
Well, he is quite a talented seamster.
Yeah,
So
he's really nice. Many people here don't seem to be that nice.
So, are you the ambassador to only here, or do your travels take you elsewhere?
This is the only land that borders on our tribe's territory. There would be very little reason to reach the rest of this empire.
I see. I was curious if you
I've been
traveled
to the capital twice, but that was as an entourage to the Countess. You didn't answer my question. If you seek what the Resk whelp seeks.
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand your question.
You're telling me that one of the dregs of the Asume bloodline isn't coming to seek their missing member? Especially wearing the colors of the man who by all accounts, killed her? Because I find that hard to believe.
You said a lot of prepper nouns that I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be frank with you.
He sort of searches your face as he says this, and he almost seems surprised. Clearly, information isn't shared readily with your group. You all have secrets, then.
Information pertinent to one another often is.
Well, you should know that. And he points over towards Shandi, who's, I assume, approaching the other table. You all should know that he has been sent here for a rather unpleasant task, and you've all been caught up in it.
Yeah, romance. Ugh, am I right?
According instead of Rex's...
Well, that is unpleasant in its own right, but no, that is not the journey that, or the goal that Resk likely has in mind.
Well, clearly we don't know it, so why don't you let us know?
What do you know of his bloodline?
There's not
That
many
he
of
has
them.
it?
Right, there aren't many of them. It's dying. In fact, many say that the last thread to the future of that bloodline, well, she was killed by Resk a long time ago. But some of us know the truth, Resk being one of them, that she did not die. She fled. And some say she came here. Now, I believe that your friend has been sent by his desperate elders to try to find this woman, force her back, and once there, imprint upon her the importance of continuing the bloodline, regardless of what she wants.
When you say his elders, you mean Resk or other members of his bloodline?
Both. I imagine they're working together. Both have a vested interest in this. For Resk, it's a collection. One of his sick fantasies, owning the Asume bloodline. A bauble to put up on his shelf. For them, for the elders, well, they have nowhere else to turn. They go to the last man who knows of her location, and even if he's the one who, well, many say killed her, he's also their only hope.
It's strange. It was my understanding Shandi was not in much connection with his bloodline these days.
Well, perhaps you've been lied to.
I don't think I love him to death, but isn't known for knowing what's going on, you know?
Yeah, and he wasn't saying it to us when he said that. Into another similar bloodline. They said similar things to you. Strange questions. Proper nouns I didn't understand.
Yeah, a lot of proper nouns.
You seem earnest,
Thank you.
and I will warn you that there is no way it's a coincidence that a member of the Asume bloodline arrived here wearing Resk's colors, and it is not related to this. So your friend has probably been keeping things from you.
Time for a good old intervention. Didn't work with Turn, but it worked on Shandi.
Worked with you, and you.
And you. Yeah.
Not me.
We got
Almost
Beer
worked.
spilling her secrets the first day.
Not all of them.
Not all.
Yeah,
of them.
no, well, no. Yeah, all of my secrets are out. Don't ask me any other
No,
questions.
like a second later you learned more.
No, they didn't.
I'm as open a book as I physically can.
Same.
Okay, it's not a backstory.
I will kill everyone in this
contest,
room.
y'all.
Listen,
Hold on.
Hey, we can't all have wonderful parents on an idyllic coast town.
I've got bloodline shit.
I know, I just wanted to goad you into telling you.
Put them away. They're all big. It's fine.
listen, I have to warn you. Before he can finish what he is saying, Everett, you feel a clap on your shoulder as a loud voice says, Everett Cornelius Nelson as I live and breathe. And you see Oliver Dumont has come up to your table.
Oh, Oliver!
It is great to see you, my friend. What a coincidence! Finding you
What
at
an absolute coincidence.
a
Wow.
ball
Well,
in Salos. What brings you? Oh, I remember the rest of you as well. We went to a concert together, and it went badly.
Concert.
perhaps we,
A bunch of stone people came in and tried to kill
not
a bunch of
topic
folks.
For this
Oh no! It was glorious. We saved the day, if I remember.
You did, yes.
Is that the concert where you met that girl that you thought was hot?
No, that's a different concert.
Different concert.
Oliver wouldn't have said that, but
Yeah.
Oliver would have stammered awkwardly about that.
yeah.
What brings you here, Oliver?
Well, I'm from here, actually, originally. I never found my friend, who I was looking for in the archives, but I did find why she wasn't there, so I decided to return home because another friend, a mutual friend of that friend, needed some help with her political campaign is the best way to phrase it.
Well, that sounds good of you.
Why are you all here?
Political campaign.
What would you look at that? Nice to meet you. And he sort of waves over to the ambassador, who just raises a hand and nods and doesn't intrude.
We're on a campaign of love.
A campaign of love.
Yeah.
You should know that I know a lot about love, and I might be of some help.
Oh.
Yes, I actually learned magic for love. It's real. That's real lore.
I didn't know that. Well, that's wonderful. What do you
Wait, tell me everything.
Well, there was a girl. And the ambassador says, I need a drink, and gets up and leaves.
Can I have one?
Luna's turned her chair around.
Oliver does go and take his chair and sort of sit down.
You use magic to make people fall in love with you?
No. She died. And I learned magic to bring her back. Didn't work out, but that's gets us starting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting red flags from that.
Well, I learned my lesson. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I forgot how insane Oliver
Is she your tall friend now?
No, my tall friend was given to me by a member of the Extant Sortilegium, actually, who is also undead. And he sort of goes like this to you, Everett.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
to
yes.
that end,
Me
though-
neither.
To that end, though, what how did you end up investigating all these subjects that seem to be so sort of untoward here?
Well, I got kicked out of my home because of it. And then I went on up to your continent, had a little bit of a adventure, and then we all went our separate ways. Well, most of them went their separate ways. I haven't seen most of them since. But me and...
Few of them are dead.
True. Me and another one of my friends who's from here as well, actually, decided to start working on a bit of a pet project, political campaign situation. And we decided we could use some help from our sneakiest of friends, who is stationed at the archives. But I went to try to find her, and she wasn't there. Another one of our friends, a mutual friend, had sent her off on some sort of mission. So she's doing that, I suppose.
Are you? I mean, you can be from here, but that doesn't necessarily merit an invitation to a party like this. No, I don't mean to offend, but,
yes.
like,
No.
what is your role here?
So, my friend who, from my adventure, her and the Countess are on the same page about a certain sort of succession thing.
The thing where you want
Fascinating.
different...
Yes. So that's my friend, Deirdre Rousseau. I don't know if you know her.
She sounds amazing.
So that's why I'm here. We're gonna have a little bit of the meeting about it. It's on the down low, but...
Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
Wow.
We were trying to get our friend to help out with some of the sort of information gathering and the backstabbing, not literally, but maybe literally. But she's not there because our wizard friend sent her on a little quest of some sort.
What wizard friend was that?
He's a member of the Sortilligium. You probably don't know him.
What? You try us.
Name us.
Was it Laren Haas?
No.
Saying names.
Keep saying names. Hold on, I gotta.
Yes, let's see how many do you know? This will be a fun game.
No, not Theron. That's different.
That's a different guy.
Theron Sintreth should
No.
be on this.
Theron Sintreth went off with Turn, and then Turn came back without a bag or a horn. We don't talk about Theron Sintreth.
Hold on. I'm going through my.
My
notes.
It's not our undead friend either. So.
Hint, he's our teacher.
He's a professor. What's his name?
Averth.
Oh yes, no, it is. Yes, it is Averth Railsidian.
Oh, that's our professor.
Oh yes, well he had my friend Millicent, Millie, go off on a little quest for him, so she's not where she's supposed to be.
Cool.
Well, he does do that. He sort of sends you off and then.
Well, especially
leaves you there.
when we're I mean, we've known him for a while now, so.
Yeah, well, we had an interesting situation with is there like a term that we can use to indicate someone is beyond, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
call it Friends of the Gravedigger? Huh? They're a friend of the Gravedigger?
Yeah, well, we had an experience with a friend of the Gravedigger recently.
Oh, interesting.
And he went to investigate that because it's pretty significant. Actually,
Yes, well, Averth
I
has.
got this thing. And
I was going to say that's quite intimidating as far as staffs
yeah,
go.
it was a gift from a friend. I think a friend. I don't know. I don't know that he has emotion.
My manners. I'm so sorry. I am Oliver Dumont, and he holds his hand out to you, Pierre.
Oh, hello. I am Pierre. I'm sort of on Squire
Can I call you
duty.
Ollie?
Yeah, you absolutely can call me Ollie. I'd love that, actually.
Could you do us a huge favor?
Right? Yes. Yes.
When you're talking to your BFF Countess, we need to put a good word onto the hotness of Shandi over there.
Is Shandi trying to marry the Countess?
No.
Oh.
But that would be a great story.
He's acting as the what's
Proxy.
the word? The proxy. Yes.
For the Countess or her niece? If he's going for the Countess, I mean, that's like... I understand.
Yeah.
Older women,
Yeah.
I get it, but...
Problematic age gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like 30 years younger than
Our
second.
children.
Right, well, I'll put in a good word, I suppose. Pierre, sorry, we were interrupted. It is a pleasure to meet you. I hope you're enjoying what my country has to offer.
Yes, it's quite nice here. I like the jousting. I wish to do some of it someday.
You could sign up tomorrow if you'd like.
No, I'm on Squire duty.
Oh, well, that's a noble accord as well. I'm afraid I don't know a lot about jousting. A friend of mine was great at jousting. I actually, fun fact, was in a tournament once. There was a joust, but there was also just a combat part of it, and I won as a wizard. Single combat.
Like, punching and kicking single combat?
No, I mean I used spells, but they used
used
weapons.
spells.
Yes.
Have you ever been to a sports event where, like, the mascots fight each other? Do squires do that?
I like it when they do.
So do I.
Are you insinuating some squire brawls may take place tomorrow? Because I, for one, would love to see that. And also, let me know in advance so I can talk to the bookie. Get some money on you, because you are truly the buffest person I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. I'm not saying they're definitely gonna happen, but if I see one squire look at me or my liege the wrong way, gloves are coming off.
That is fantastic to hear. Oh, that'll make it so much more interesting. Well, I will put in a good word for you. It is great to see all of you. Great to meet you. And I hope to see some fists a-flying tomorrow. And, best of luck with all the stuff. If you need any tips on Solosian etiquette, you could ask me. I don't know that I could tell you correctly, but I could figure it out for you.
Are rhinos allowed at jousts?
I've never seen it, but I'd like to.
We would just have to, like, check the rule book. Does it say beast or does it say horse, you know?
I think
It's an animal.
it's an animal.
Yeah, great.
Well, it was great to see you all. I have to get back to my table. Though I'd much rather be sitting here, if I'm being honest with you. These noblemen and noblewomen, it's just it's the same stuff over and over and over again. They've never been anywhere, you know?
Just ask some curveball questions.
I do my best to. I really do.
Yeah, like, do you like pears?
I'll try it! And he gets up and he goes. All right, meanwhile, Sean D. You approach the table. And the two men who are sitting at it look up at you. The bookish fellow just sort of looks at you. Doesn't really make much of an expression. The big, jacked half-elf stands up and walks over to you. And he's like 2 feet taller than you. Like, this is a big dude. And he goes, I didn't know we were inviting... I didn't know we were inviting warmongers to the table.
Good one. Shandi, a pleasure.
Sean D. Felix, the hand of mercy and vengeance. And he says mercy and vengeance, he points to each of his swords. And he holds...
He points to his pockets.
He holds out his hand to... He holds out his hand to, like, shake with you. But it's more of like a dap and then grab. Real strong handshake. So, proxy, are ya? As he puts his hand firmly on your shoulder and, like, pushes you over to the table.
That's what they tell me.
You ever proxied before? As he pushes you down into his seat, and your seat, and he sits down in his. Big, sort of man spread, almost like Jarl Balgruuf stance.
No, this would be my first time doing this.
So you've never wooed for someone else? Have you ever wooed for yourself?
Well, no. I don't think so.
I am at a table of virgins, then. And he leans back. And Percival says, well, I'll have you know that one's bearing does not necessarily dictate their virginity's status.
You know that I fuck.
You can't statistically prove that I do not fuck.
Well, as I tell my compatriots often, one proves themselves on the field of battle. I suppose we will all prove ourselves on the field of romance.
As you say that, he like jerks forward and he says, "You're absolutely right about that first point, Sean D. Tell me, what's the name of your blade?"
Oh, this, well, interesting. I suppose I hadn't named this one yet. The old one was Ember, but I built this one rather recently.
You built it?
Show me your really cool katana.
You don't have that.
It's called the legendary katana of the Elder Weave. I smegmated it myself.
That's not fucking real!
Yeah, I'll pull out the trick blade and show him the little contraptions I built into it.
Huh! It's a little tricky, isn't it? It's not very honest in terms of combat.
Well, it's not my first choice for a formal duel, but the sort of business we get into, sometimes you need to play underhanded to get the upper hand, if you know what I mean.
Formal duel. Ugh. You hear about this joust tomorrow? I mean, come on. Playing at combat? What are we doing?
Oh, you don't intend to participate?
No! Why would I waste my skills on a pageant for nobles?
I feel it's important to make a proper showing at events like these. The pomp and circumstances have the point.
Shandi, buddy, I make a proper showing by just showing up.
No, I suppose I looks him up and down. I suppose I can't fault you.
No, I will
Shandy
not.
got game. Shandy got game.
I
Shandy's
will.
gonna fuck this man.
I will not be participating in the joust. But the hunt, on the other hand, now that can get my blood boiling.
Yes, I believe some of my compatriots and myself plan on attending that as well.
Ah, it'll be a contest then.
What do you know of the hunt? We haven't done much research into that. We've been focused on the joust for our first day here.
I don't know what the target is, and I don't know how these Selosians do their whole pageantry thing, you know. Where I'm from, a hunt means go find a ghost and kill it, right? But, I think there's a beast somewhere in the valley. Maybe they've released it, maybe it's down from the mountains or something. In order to track it down, kill it, bring it back as a trophy.
Sounds simple enough.
Should be. I hope they give us something interesting. It's been a while since I've fought something big. Teeth and claws and breath and all the like.
Tell me, are you a man who enjoys fishing?
I have been known to fish. It's been a while, I'll be honest with you. Spear fishing really interests me a little bit more than standard fishing, but...
Oh, do I have a tale for you? I'm gonna tell him about Big Benny.
All right, yeah, you tell him about Big Benny. He's enraptured. The other Percival at the table, he's quite clearly listening politely, but doesn't totally care about what you have to say here.
Is Percival the Earl?
Yep, the Earl of Nereve.
No, Reeve. Okay, cool. Thank you.
But once you say that do you tell him that it granted you sort of boons once you ate the fish?
Yeah, I'll include that. That makes the story more fantastic.
This seems to spark Percival's attention. He goes, "Oh, really? Just imbibing in the flesh of this creature enhanced your physical form?"
Well, not quite my physical form. It allowed me to. It enhanced the other one, and I'll summon Sheko beside me.
What is that?
Well, it's me. It's part of me, I think.
Yes, no, that much is clear. Perhaps is that a fragment of your soul that you've projected into the material plane?
As best I understand it, it showed up after I died and came back.
Huh. Well, would you look at that?
And
you see,
not in an undead kind of way, like in a normal kind of way.
You see that
turns and draws a sword.
Well, Felix reached for one of his swords before you explained what it was, and he goes, "You gotta be careful with that sort of shit."
It's like Inception, and like they know that you're dreaming.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with that sort of shit, man. You can't be bringing out ghosts.
Oh yes, Sheko, I don't believe he's a ghost. He's just an extension of myself.
Well, he showed up after you died. Can you prove that he's not a ghost?
Well, not really, but I've just... really have...
I'm just fucking with you, Sean. Listen, ghosts are red. Everyone knows that.
You're so right.
He wants to.
Wait. Have we ever encountered a ghost on our journey?
Yeah, you hang out with one.
We live with one.
And is he red?
No.
But everyone knows ghosts are red people.
Ghosts are red. Everybody knows that.
No, sorry, for a second I was like, is this a part of world building of Blake's that I've completely missed, or is this guy an idiot? But my question is answered. Continue.
Well, both parts of your question, the answer is yes, but primarily yes, this guy's an idiot. Listen, I'm excited to go head to head against you and your little posse in the hunt.
Yeah, we go by the Bright Futures Initiative.
Bright Futures Initiative. Okay, well, whatever. But I'm afraid I have both of you beat in the whooping department. If you want some tips, you can. I can help you out, but.
Yeah, why don't you just come to my room later tonight?
Yeah, you want me to teach you how to do it?
No offense to you, I'm sure you're very competent, but when it comes to wooing, I've got the best in the business on my side, and I gesture my head at Septon.
Why would you do that?
Who's that?
That's Septon.
Okay, I mean that's a name. Great.
No, noted hot boy. Septon.
I mean, listen, he's cut. That's true. And he's got sort of a je ne sais quoi about him. All right. So he's giving you pointers.
Why refer to Septon when I'm pretty sure Septon and Una are tied for romantic escapades in this
It's true.
campaign?
No, you have more. So he's teaching you what to do?
Well, they all are, but
Like everybody at that table?
except for the big one. He doesn't like me very much.
That is a big fella. I'd love to wrestle that guy.
I'm sure you
The
would.
conversations.
This character wasn't supposed to be like this, but you know, when they sort of start to speak through you.
I love the choke by that guy's eye. I tell you what.
To each their own, huh?
You want to do a duel later?
Like later tonight, or like
Sure,
later
I
this
don't
weekend?
care, whenever.
Well, I'd be down for about a sparring after the festivities this evening.
That'd be fun. That would be
Percival,
good.
would you like to join?
I'm afraid swordsmanship is not my speciality. Though I would offer the services of my best friend and bodyguard. Though I imagine he's resting up before the joust tomorrow. He is to be representing me, and sort of like as proxy, like yourself.
And who's he?
Oh, well, he will not be at dinner tonight. But he is. His name is Sir Chester Genhart.
Oh, okay.
He and I were raised together, but he took quite a bit more towards the sword than I ever did.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for him tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, you're participating?
I am, yes.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Are you much of a jouster?
I've spent my fair share of time running at people with a pointy object.
Well, I suppose that is several pieces of jousting. The running, I don't know that I'd place in there, but
Well, yes, I suppose in this case it will be my steed doing the running.
yes, I suppose it will. Well, I look forward to seeing you, and perhaps you will face off against my champion.
Well, if it comes to that, may the better jouster win.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
I half expected Shandi to be like, my steed is also at that table.
You can see the green one. I'll be riding her at the joust tomorrow.
So you do know something about wooing.
At this point, two figures approach the table, and it is Odessa Tefretine, and on her arm, actually, another woman, a dainty Seleucian woman in a beautiful rose gown, her hair meticulously styled up around a crystal tiara. You see that she has two circular neck tattoos, and Odessa, a austere woman in ceremonial and somewhat archaic armor, with dark skin and dark hair cut rather short, has one thing around her neck. You couldn't see it in her like full plate earlier, but you can see it now, which you know to be markers of nobility and royalty here in Salos. As they approach, Percival jumps to his feet and goes over to her chair and pulls it out and says, "My lady!" And she sits down graciously. Felix doesn't move. He's still doing his sort of lean back.
Shandi gets up and does a polite bow before sitting back down.
And she nods to you before she sits down, and so does Odessa. Now the five of you are here. And he says, "Well, I have met most of you, but I suppose we should have introductions. Should we be eating together this fine night? I am Anis du Chamanteau." the ward of the Countess. And Odessa speaks up and says, I am Lady Odessa Tevrotine, the last knight of Volante. He goes to Felix, and he goes, Sir Felix knew more of Evracool, Hand of Mercy and Vengeance, captain of the 5th Wing of the Lion Knights, Silvered Beast. And then he sort of kicks you under the table. Goes, beat that.
Shandi Silvrai is at your service, representing Lord Althea Resk.
Oh, yes. I was told there would be a proxy. It is nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I apologize. I don't have a proxy of my own for you to treat with. I shall have to do.
Well, I'm sure that will be more than satisfactory.
And Percival goes, I am Lord Percival Fortain, Earl of Narive, son of the Count of Fensreach, though we have met many times, Anise. She goes, yes, Percy, it's great to see you.
Can Tether shout from across the room, noticing Odessa's there? Hi, Odessa!
Yeah, you do.
It's me!
And everyone in the room looks at you and her, and Odessa goes,
I got your name right this time!
almost.
I see you've met Tether.
A companion of yours, then.
Yes, she and the rest of the Bright Futures are sharing a table with the ambassador.
Ah, yes, Kebdal. He is a good man. Very few with his words. Your friend is an interesting specimen.
She can be a bit eccentric, but she's there when you need her.
She seems eager.
I was gonna explain that she was gonna be. I'm not gonna share that information yet.
And he says, well, I should hope that you enjoy the meal today. I think they're beginning to bring it out as we speak. But it should be good to either get to know you or learn more about you this weekend, all of you. She looks. She's very clearly like putting on like a hostess vibe, but she seems a little tired and a little stressed. This is an awkward situation for her to be in, and she's doing her best, but it's clearly not the most pleasant place to be. But she does seem like excited to be here, like her aunt. She seems to like the pomp and circumstance of the whole thing. But yeah, food begins to be brought out. The first course is a candle wax soup. It's not made of actual candle wax, but texturally it's quite dense and rather filling. It's warm. It's hearty. They come in these really nice bowls.
Just what you want to fill up on before a night of dancing. It's just some thick soup.
That's course 1.
Sloshing around in there.
Kebdal, the ambassador, eats. As you're sitting at the table with him, and especially as he's eating, he doesn't really talk to you guys for the rest of the night unless you talk to him. But everything about him seems restrained. He's very slow and deliberate in his movements as he goes around. Meanwhile, at the shooter's table, the same is fairly true for Percival, who's using like 8 different spoons to just eat this soup alone. Not the case for Felix. He's just bowling it. Anise and Odessa are quite refined as well, but it's a hearty meal. A hearty appetizer, I should say. The next course is sun-roasted boar and tomato appetizers, which look like kebabs. But you notice that no one is eating them as kebabs. They're using silverware to manually remove each piece before eating it. Felix is absolutely eating it like a kebab. But you do notice that everyone else in the room is using their silverware on this.
Yeah, Shandi's gonna follow suit and do that as well.
Is it normal to sun roast something in this part of the world?
Well, there's a lot of sun here, so.
Oh, well, but Sir, surely it doesn't get roasting, huh? Is there some sort of...
It's roasted under the sun. It's not roasted by the sun.
I see. So it's not like a
It's
mirror situation.
It's an aromatic thing, I believe.
Why stab it with wood if you're not supposed to use the wood to eat it?
Well, truth be told, this is a dish from my homeland, and you are supposed to use the wood to eat it, but Solosians don't really agree with that in a manners direction.
Oh.
Is this prepared how you would be used to it, or is there
No.
something missing from it? Oh.
Well, I would
How
love
it's
to try the
processed.
original sometime.
You'd have to travel to the Western Sea to get that.
Sounds fun. Well, meanwhile, at least we can use our hands. Am I right? Cheers. Hold up the stick.
Well, I've found that it's polite when in Salos to do as the Solosians do.
When in Salos.
No.
As you see him pick up utensils and begin eating it that way.
Then we shall remain polite.
you hear scurfing noises as Felix has taken Percival's that he didn't want to eat and is just right off the stick.
I ain't using the utensils.
Cool, yeah. The main course is a roasted Fernand catfish with garnishes of edible wildflower and wild vegetables. And this is a large, hearty meal. And all of it is really good. It's all prepared beautifully. It's all seasoned very, very nicely. Over at the suitor's table, Felix he's mostly talking to you, to be honest, Shandi, over the course of the night. And he's like, the thing about Solosians, and I've heard it's true about you Zymorians as well. You don't know how to season a damn dish. This is you can taste the fish. That's a mistake. That's not how we do that in Caerleone.
Yes, we will. Let me tell you, we spent nearly an entire year living off of just smoked eel, and the seasoning was present but not overwhelming. I actually thought it was quite good. I was very sad when we ran out of eel.
Anise speaks up and says, "Oh, why did you only have eel for a year?"
Well, our home was attacked by a monstrous eel, and we fought to fend it off. We saved the day on that one.
Oh, I wasn't aware that that Resk employed adventurers.
Well, Resk came first in my life. The adventurer part came at his behest.
Oh, so those charming characters at the other table, they don't also work for Resk?
No, he partially funds the academy where we train, but we're students in the Bright Futures Initiative, training to be the heroes of tomorrow.
You're the ones who were with my aunt on her cruise. She sort of looks at you knowingly.
We had a wonderful, relaxing cruise with your aunt.
Oh, I wasn't aware. You see, my grandfather spent my early days filling my head with tales of adventurers and heroes. I've never heard of a giant monster eel, much less eating the eel after you've killed it. Felix goes, that's not the only seafood that this guy's eaten after he's killed it. Tell him about Big Benny! And he claps you really hard on the back.
Well, as I was telling Felix earlier, and I'll reiterate.
She's
Big Benny
enraptured. She seems to enjoy these tales of daring do quite a bit.
Other ones that I can tell, things I might have to sand off the edges.
I think once you're done with that, Percival chimes in and starts talking about the theories he currently has about how the fish gained the magical powers from your thing, and she's receptive to that story as well, but it's in the sort of same way that like an older sibling is like, oh yeah, aw, yeah, buddy, tell me about what you're talking about. And Odessa has not really said much tonight. She has sort of positioned her chair that Felix's massive frame is between her and Tether. So she's not in like line of sight from Tether. But that's the only real thing she's done other than like eat and supply a word here or two. But not long after the dessert is brought out, it is a rich and delicious poached pear dish, served in almost like a teacup. It's
Did
very
I call
sweet.
it or what?
That was impressive. Honestly, he said that. I'm like, how the fuck did he know?
I think I'm a little bit psychic, guys.
Well, it's between this and the Wells shit that you were always pulling, man. You somehow always know what's gonna happen at TTRPG session. Cool. Food is finished off. Some tables are cleared. Some music begins to be played. Dancing hasn't fully started, but there's definitely some couples up and about, sort of moving and a grooving. The ambassador, pretty much as soon as dinner's over, stands up and goes over towards where the drinks are being served and just sort of stands over there. Doesn't really say goodbye or anything. He doesn't seem that interested in hanging out with you guys.
Like, why did they put me at the kids' table?
Pretty much.
Okay, guys, it's a party. Are we gonna drink? Are we gonna dance? Are we gonna chit-chat and talk up our friend? Or are we gonna...
fire duty, so I gotta keep my senses sharp. But
Right, we might want to avoid... We might want to avoid drinking on this one.
Should we go over to the main table and interact with them to show oh, this guy has a lot of friends?
No, I don't think so.
Cool
I mean,
friend.
I've been sitting here watching Shandy, and he looks like he's got it in the bag.
I know that man is really into it.
Yeah, it's like everyone at the table just wants a piece of that.
Who's the person who's supposed to be rude? I mean,
Right, which one over there is the target?
It seems like they're all vying for his attention.
I think that's a success. I think
who's
job's
turned
done.
into Shandy the Bachelor.
Over at the suitors table, Felix stands up. Your radiant beauty, would you care for a dance? And he offers his hand across the table, and she goes, I would, thank you. And she takes his hand, and he takes her out on the dance floor. As Percival sort of looks on, he goes, well, you have to admit he's got the physical attraction down, but his manners are quite lacking.
Well, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Although something I've learned in my times as an adventurer is you can't always judge somebody by their manners.
What?
Glances at Heather.
Why me?
I would disagree. I think the manners maketh the man. That's what they teach here in Salos. If you can't be bothered to learn simple etiquette, then well, what discipline do you have?
I suppose I see your point, but it's never too late to develop manners, and manners come from your mannerisms. That's the linguistic root, I suppose, and as a reflection of yourself, you have to pull the good character from within yourself to outwardly present it. Everybody has to learn that. I don't think we should fault people for not having developed that skill, especially one as young as him.
Odessa chimes in and says, yes, I think you'll find, Percy, that his days aren't spent in pampered castle suites or at balls. He, from what I've been told, is out fighting in the Ghost War quite every day of his life. Tends to sand off some of the higher society. Percival says, well, I don't see why the Caerleonans think it's a good idea to send their nobles into battle like that. Feels like a waste of good blood. And Odessa sort of just shakes her head.
Let me tell you about bonds forged on the battlefield.
Do you do a spiel?
Yeah.
He looks a little overwhelmed by this, but Odessa seems very amused by this interaction. Before she cuts in and says, speaking of the battlefield, I saw your name on the bracket for tomorrow.
Indeed. I will be competing.
It seems that you and I are the only amongst our little party here, who will actually be getting on a horse ourselves. And no, Percy, hiring your bodyguard to do it for you doesn't count. He goes, wooing someone in the place of someone else probably shouldn't count either, but we invited Zymorians this year, so I guess all the rules are off the table. And she just stonewalls him and says, have you been in many jousts?
If I'm being completely level with you, the answer is no, but...
But you've been in fights.
Fights aplenty. Since I was this high.
I have had a similar experience, though I've been in a few jousts in my time. I find that the battlefield teaches you better than any jousting tutor could.
I could not agree more.
Though we would not meet until the final round of the joust, I hope you make it that far. I'd be interested to test my steel against a foreign adventurer.
Well, I hope to make it that far as well, and I wish you the best of luck in your bracket.
Thank you. A drink, anyone? And Percy says, no, I shall keep my senses sharp for the game of flirtation afoot. She goes, right. Sean D, any?
I would imbibe in a sherry.
Good taste. She gets up and goes to the drink counter. You all see out on the dance floor, Felix is whirling Anise around. They're doing a crazy dance. Definitely not any of the courtly dances that you have seen. She seems to really be having a good time with it, though. She's letting loose. She's laughing. She's smiling. She seems to be enjoying it, though it's not proper by the standards of everyone else. Like, there's a lot of looks going over in her direction, but in their direction, but the Countess doesn't seem to mind, so nobody's making a fuss. Lord Byron is sort of like nodding along to the music and having a good time. He's like 4 flagons deep at this point. Grandpa's just having a good time at the function.
Guys, they can't be the weirdest dancers on the dance floor.
Do they seem weird too? Seems like they're like the coolest people. I'm a little worried actually.
Exactly.
Seeing that.
Right, we need Shandi to cut in.
Okay, all right. What if I stab him
No,
in the leg?
no.
Okay.
I have a good idea. What if I make Shandi dance with me, and then halfway through, we're gonna
Great partners.
cut in, and I will be like, hey, you tall hunk of meat. Want to dance with me?
Good work. Especially if we go up as a group.
Yeah.
There's an even number of us.
Cool. You going on the dance floor?
We all also were trained in the dance of the river.
It's true.
I will remind you.
That the dance of this region you all did learn.
So we could go and begin to perform that to show our cultural awareness.
I like this, sort of like a flash mob sort of deal.
And then
Or
we just sort
show
of
individuality.
we keep pardon the term, but passing around our target until we can pass her to Shandi.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I bet we could get Oliver and some of his friends.
I'm not
Right.
really wearing like dress up clothes though. I'm wearing squire attire.
Doesn't matter. This is a functional attempt. We're going to look good doing it because we know the dance. But all right, team.
I love how seriously
Hold
Pierre is
on, let
taking
me go.
squire duty. It's fucking awesome.
Oliver, because we right now it just looks like a bunch of randos from Zymor have like learned this dance. So let's see if we can get some folks from the area.
I'll get
and
Shandi.
I go over to Oliver, and I ask,
Everett!
like, "Hey, Oliver, my friends and I are gonna go do the dance. What's it called? Oh my god.
Just say the dance of the river.
I guess they could probably get away with the dance of
If
the river.
the walls do a Reese.
The walls do a Reese. Would you like to join us?
I have 2 left feet, my friend, but I've had a little bit to drink, and I could get on those 2 left feet. Sure.
Is this song appropriate for the walls do a raise?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, we'll wait
there's
for
like a
them to-
song that goes along with it.
Oh.
We could get up and dance.
Let's go up and dance, and then maybe we go over and ask them to play it. All right. Cool. And then go up and dance.
Cool.
Tether goes up to Shandi.
You
I
arrive.
want to get our freak off.
You arrive as Odessa is coming back with the sherry, and she sees you, and like begins to turn around and go to a different table.
Bye.
Oh, she had my. Never mind.
Do you want to freak it on the dance floor?
It will define freak it on the dance floor.
You and me dancing and see what comes out of that.
As long as we keep things courtly, then yes.
Let's do it, buddy.
Felix and Anise like whirl past, absolutely not keeping it courtly.
It would be good to work in sync for tonight anyways. It'll help us with the joust tomorrow to keep our minds compatible.
Oh, that
I
sounds
believe
like
they call
some
it
anime
drifting.
No. All right, you all get up and you're dance. So Tether's dancing with Shandi. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Here. I have a feeling our culture's dances are quite different.
Oh
if
yeah.
If you and I could do one of the more up-moving elven sort of style dancing to try to match those two, then I trade you for the target, then I trade the target for Tether to Shandi. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys go on out there and start doing an elven jig.
It literally is just river dancing.
Appropriate to the music.
Yeah, it's
close
upbeat.
as we
It's
can
upbeat
get.
music. Yeah.
I feel like Shandi's doing some like courtly, upbeat thing, and Tether's dancing with him, but it's kind of like interpretive. Let's say interpretive modern.
Shandi's doing his steps. Tether's
Heather,
just like...
you're supposed to let me lead.
Where are we going?
Just when you feel my hand gesture one way or the other, that's where we're going.
Okay, cool.
Tether does a spin and hits you in the face with her wings.
Ah,
Or maybe like you can give me like a piggyback, and that's like you're leading me places,
no, I don't. I don't think.
and I
that's
can wave my
entirely-
arms like this.
No, that's for the next school dance. I think we could try that move.
Okay.
All right, you dance over. Oliver and Everett are sort of shimmying and a shaking, I imagine. Oliver's very bad at dancing. He can't do it, but he's
clapping on the 1 and the 3.
Yeah, he's doing some like
Which is
white
especially
boy
bad
at
with the
fucking
waltz.
senior formal type dance right now. It's not good. I don't know how good Everett is either. I imagine not fantastic at the whole dancing thing, but
The one who taught everybody.
well, you know the
Waltz
steps.
Maurice.
You know the steps, but can you feel the music in your soul? Can you feel the rhythm of the night?
My molecules vibrate. I tell you.
I know a number of people who are very good professional dancers who, when put on a dance floor, are basically useless.
It's all about confidence.
Can I make a performance?
Yeah, you
check?
make a performance check.
At advantage, because I'm awesome.
Nope.
Okay. 11.
Yeah, I mean you're moving. You're doing better than Oliver by a wide margin. Lord Byron sort of starts clapping along and singing, and he pulls out his cane and gets out and sort of shambles onto the dance floor, and he's doing his little rock and grooving around. Everybody's laughing. Felix seems to have sort of riled up the crowd, and everybody's, they're not going as wild as those two are, or you and Pierre are Septon, but like there's certainly it's a spirited dance going on right now for sure.
When Septon's gonna like watch
Felix and Anise.
Felix's sort of direction,
Yeah.
and see if he can get a moment when he's like moving in a direction, if he can get Septon can get himself and Pierre moving in the opposite, so they can meet, and Septon can just be like, "Shall we trade?" and just go, just immediately try to.
Okay.
Before Felix really knows what's happening.
All right. You make your way on over, and you reach at the same point. I'm gonna say a contested Dex check.
Performance?
No, because it's who can do it faster. This is about getting it before anybody can realize what's going on.
Sleight of hand.
It'd be just a dex check.
All right. That's 14.
All right, you come on over to the two of them. You get in their way, and Felix goes, trade partners! And he throws Anise into Pierre's hand and grabs you, Septon, and dances off. And as he dances off with you, he goes, I hear you're quite the Casanova, and he spins you.
Oh, no, me?
Yes, your proper friend over there was telling me that you've been teaching him your ways.
Oh, I haven't taught him anything. Unless he's just learning by watching. I am like that sometimes.
What do you bench, man? Dances you off. Yeah, dance off in a different direction. Lord Byron comes up to Shandi and Tether, and he says, Tether, you owe me a few drinks.
I'll come to you in 1 second, buddy. I'll be right there. Give me one.
What do you want?
The best.
Ha-ha! And he sort of shuffles his way on off over. Una, what are you doing during all of this?
Una is doing a little step touch on the rim of the dance floor, but also, like, while everyone's on courting duty, just kind of scanning the crowd.
Cool.
I guess, like, looking out for anything suspicious, just to be on guard.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Math. 21.
21, cool. You look around. I mean, there's plenty of guards around, so you don't feel like anything's gonna go terribly wrong. You do notice, I mean, the ambassador is still staring daggers at Shandi over in the corner, over by the drink table. But more importantly, you notice sitting at Lord Byron's table is Bolau, the former second Talon. And he seems really pissed to be here. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to do any of this. He's sitting.
Wow.
So he was the guard. He was the guard in charge of Wilter's Watch, the town with the big wall that got crystalled. And earlier, you actually canonically weren't there for this, but at him and Byron were talking about some sort of mission, because Byron has a keep where a bunch of knights errant from all around the realm come and stay. So, he is. Not only does he not look like he wants to be there, but he is also, like, you recognize it because you're doing it right now. He's sizing up the room. And there's probably a moment where your eyes sort of, like, meet and then move on. But he's kind of doing what you're doing right now.
Cool. I think I'm gonna just keep doing that, but keep a special, just second eye on the ambassador. If he's gonna raise a ruckus, I'll want to dip in there and, well, we'll see what Una thinks of it.
I mean, he's drinking heavily. But cool. So, Pierre, while you were gone, Septon tried to pull a maneuver where he took Anise and you took Felix, but Felix preempted it and gave you Anise and took Septon. So Anise has been thrown into your arms as you're dancing around.
I have a package.
We're failing upwards. You got this.
And she goes, pleasure to meet you.
I say, good evening, milady. Allow me to show you the beautiful dance of the woodland home from my home from Lunewanor.
Oh, are you one of the adventurers?
I am.
She does her best. She does her best to copy you.
It's not really quite the right type of music for it, but
we could have them change the music.
I'll keep that in mind. That is a wonderful idea. Well, who's Shandi dancing with?
Tether.
Tether still.
Oh, I see. Okay, we're gonna start moving our way over in that direction.
Cool. You vogue your way over, I guess.
Well, you'll have to excuse my movements. I'm really unaccustomed to this style of life.
Yes, you seem much more suited for the swashbuckling and sightseeing sort of deal.
Well, those are two of my favorite things, I must say.
Well, there you go. Your friend was telling me about them. Speaking of which, he's right there, dancing with an angel mushroom.
Oh yes, those are both my friends. And I am on squire duty for that one. He is a noble, gentle sir, I'll tell you that.
Well, he seems it. She's definitely like flushed and coming down off of like the high of getting whirled around by Felix.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm going to say, do you host these things often?
Well, I don't host them. My aunt does, but they happen from time to time. This sort of thing is quite small, as I'm sure you'll see when we get to her birthday proper, the masquerade ball. I mean, half of the country is invited. But I like a good party, I suppose.
But did it seem like she was doing a decent amount of the hosting sort of stuff herself?
She was doing hosting for the 4 people who are explicitly here to try to marry her.
Oh, okay.
The actual hosting is mostly servants, to be honest, but the countess seems to be in charge of most of that. But like she's been wheeled around to like dignitaries and stuff quite a few times. So
I gotcha. Okay.
I like a party. This one's a little high stress, but generally they're good fun.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Oh, courtly duties and all.
Blech.
Yes.
I know, sometimes that family stuff can be so tedious.
Do you, have you ever had to deal with something like this before?
Yeah, I'm kind of like a princess.
But what? I thought you were squiring.
Yeah, that's the, well, I mean, like, not like this kind of princess, but like, I don't know, my dad's like an elder or something like that.
Oh, well, I did not realize I was dancing with royalty. I apologize for being so informal.
No, it's fine. I don't like to tell people because they get all weird about it.
I know the feeling.
Oh, good. Well then.
You've made your way over pretty close
yeah,
to
at this point I'm gonna
Shanti.
make my way over. And I'm gonna say, shall we switch partners?
Yes, less violently this time though, please.
All right. Farewell, Tether. I
give
spin
him a
Tether
hug.
into Pier's. Oh no!
Oh.
I spin Tether into Pier's arms.
I dirty dancing lift like the angel on the top of the Christmas tree.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
The crowd goes, oh, Byron goes, whoa! Over in the corner.
there they go.
Yes, your friends.
You'll forgive me if I don't attempt the same maneuver.
No, I would not like you to, frankly. Your friends are quite interesting. I didn't know you traveled with the princess.
Do I?
You.
Pierce said that in
This has come up.
yes, she doesn't like to talk about it with us very much, but
That's what she said.
it was something we were able to bond over when we were preparing for this trip.
And the mushroom angel friend of yours seems quite lively.
Yes, that she's latched onto your friends.
Yes, Odessa was telling me this. You'll have to forgive her. She's not the most personable.
Oh no, it's fine. Many people can be a bit cold when Tether first latches onto them, but she'll find a way to break into that shell somehow, I'm sure.
Well, I'd love to see that happen. I've not known Odessa to open up to many people other than myself.
Well, you've also not met many people like Tether.
I wager I haven't. No, though it's it's good to see new faces here. You know, usually I'm at a table with Odessa and Percy, and that's it. So this is much nicer.
No, it is. It's a lively evening for sure.
It is, and it's nothing in comparison to what's to come.
Yes, the masquerade.
Yes, I very much look forward to that. Do you know what mask you'll be wearing?
No, I've yet to decide. Do you have any suggestions?
I don't know that I know you well enough to give you a suggestion yet.
Well, you'll have to watch me as the week goes by, and maybe I'll get that suggestion just beforehand.
Well, I should hope I do more than watch. I should hope we have some conversations before the end of your stay here.
Oh, of course. That's what we're doing right now.
Yes, I suppose it is. You seem to be in good company with your mannerisms. I was led to believe that the Zymorians were rather uncivilized, but I see that that's not quite true.
No. I mean, we might not have as grand a courtly tradition as you do here, but
Well, no,
we can be prim and proper when we have to.
I'm in fact the entire idea of a proxy is rather archaic. I didn't know that was a historical precedent for your people.
For our people,
Well, it's for us, of course, yes, but I didn't know. To be honest, I don't know much about your country. I know what my aunt has told me, and that's about it.
well, to be perfectly fair, your aunt didn't have the nicest cruise through Zymor.
No, she told me as much. Although the Zymor part, she said, wasn't so bad. It was the getting back that wasn't as pleasant. But I'm impressed, let me just say. But tell me,
Left a good first impression.
you have absolutely. But tell me, the man you're proxying for, what is he like?
Well, he's a rational man. He's got devilish good looks. An effective politician. With a sharp tongue.
Sure. Make a persuasion check for me.
At advantage because of my pauldron?
Yes, if you're currently wearing that.
I am currently wearing it. Persuasion is 15.
15. She goes, Well, you carry yourself well in his absence then. I sense many of the same traits from you.
It's my honor to do him justice.
The music sort of fades down, and a much slower song comes on. A waltz, even.
Ah, the Waltz du Aris?
You're familiar.
We are. Shall we?
Lead the way. All right, I'm going to need a performance check from you, Sean D. Though, are the rest of you doing the waltz as well? That
Yes.
that Everett taught you?
Of course.
All right, I'll consider that the help action to give you advantage on this, Sean D.
yeah.
Well, that's a 5.
Well, you know, you do.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
You do.
Bonds of trust.
Bonds of trust.
What does bonds of trust do? I'm gonna use it.
You can do it again. You can.
All right.
A minute, but
You
I
can
think
try
we just
again.
get to reroll
You
it.
get the reroll.
Does he reroll both?
It's a full reroll, so you would get a roll with advantage. Yeah.
You're not gonna believe this.
Is it a 5?
It's a 6. I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fate wants you to be bad at this.
The statistical chances are rough, guys.
Don't fight fate.
You do your best. It's not great. You step on her toes a couple of times. She doesn't get mad at you, but she's clearly less than impressed with your performance.
What about our performance? How are we doing?
I don't know. Make a performance check.
Am I still dancing with?
Yeah, Felix is. You could
Can
stop.
I lead poorly?
Sure.
Can I lead in a way that will help him?
You're not leading.
Oh, okay.
If you'd like to lead, go ahead and make a contested strength check
Alright.
for me.
Not lead, but just can I screw up his dancing?
Sure. He doesn't know
In the
the
waltz
waltz, so
Oh, okay,
he's
then
just
never-
doing
then it-
whatever.
Doesn't even matter then.
He's just sort of spinning around with you right now.
Oh no, you don't. I'll say as it starts, I'll be like, "Do you not know the waltz dueries?"
No, I don't know dances.
Oh, well, shall I teach you? Would look most good for the lady.
No, it wouldn't. Listen, man. Charmer to charmer. I know what I'm good at. And dancing waltzes in a specific way, that's not one of the things I'm good at. You know, they say the way you dance is the way you are in bed. And let me tell you, I don't fucking waltz in bed.
Can I?
I'm sorry, I don't know if I follow you here.
It's a little too slow tempo.
Dude,
I'll just kind of
only
nod
Jack
to that.
Norris, that's it.
Can I make an investigation check?
For what?
I want to find. So the Countess isn't dancing.
No, she's just sort of presiding.
She's chilling.
Don't try to hook up with the
He's
countess.
gonna try to hook up
Trying
with
to
the
hook up with the
countess.
Countess.
I mean,
Can I-
listen, it crossed my mind.
Can I make an investigation check to find, like she's got to have like a clutch of friends who she does these kinds of things with, right? People's aunts, her sisters, you know, like there's got to be like
Well,
a group of like.
Lord Byron
The
was
girl.
sitting next to her, and he's not sitting next to her anymore. And on the other side, there is a man, an older gentleman with dozens of rings of neck tattoo, almost similar to her, and he looks a lot like Percival, but quite a bit older.
She doesn't have like a confidant.
She's the most powerful woman in the region, and you would know from your history that that's often quite a lonely position.
Okay. I'm looking for what I'm looking for. I'm gonna investigate. I'm looking for somebody that I can impress by knowing this dance so well.
Despite... everyone is impressed that you guys know it at all. Frankly, like the nobles of the Evdetois Valley are like, oh, they know our dance. Okay, they've done some research. These Zymorian barbarians aren't so bad, I guess. You don't really need a investigation check to know that.
Okay. Then I won't chance anything by showing off.
Cool.
Here, which one of us is leading?
I mean, you don't even have to move. I'm just lifting you all around.
Yeah, could you literally just be flinging me
Oh yeah,
in
absolutely.
the air? That'd be so fun. Okay, cool. That's what we're doing.
Cool. The waltz comes to an end, and he says, "Thank you for the dances, but I'm afraid I must take a rest. It's quite a bit of activity."
You've got a long weekend ahead of you.
Yes, as do you.
I will bid you good evening then.
And she curtsies. Well, she's just heading back to the table.
Oh yeah, but until we next meet, I suppose.
Yes. She heads on back. As the music ends, Felix gives you a big clap on the shoulder, Septon, and says, "We should wrestle sometime. You're fucking cut, man.
I may take you up on that.
You should. It'd be fun. I'm here to have a good time this weekend."
Someone's gonna get caught wrestling in the nude with this guy.
Hell yeah.
we're running that play, gang.
Nice. I'll make sure I bring a bunch of like grease so you guys can grease up.
Yeah, you gotta oil up for that.
He heads off towards the drink table.
I'm gonna go drink with Byron.
Cool. All
I'm
right.
gonna go drink with Byron. Do you want to come here?
That's okay. I'll keep an eye on the boy.
Okay, can you throw me in the right direction?
Oh yeah, easy. Yo.
You make a dexterity, make an acrobatics check, Tether, to see if you land this.
Tether, acrobatics. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a 17.
17. All right, you land on your feet from the throw. And you feel a big clap on your shoulder as Felix goes, "That was fucking awesome." Whoa! Hey, what the fuck are you?
What?
What are you?
I'm an angel.
Oh, I didn't know angels look like you.
Or don't they have feathers and wear white?
Yeah, but they don't usually have the whole mushroom thing going on.
Oh no, that's just me.
Oh, okay. What are you?
My name's Tether. Mushroom.
Okay. You want to get a drink, mushroom?
What are you?
I am the hand of mercy and vengeance.
Who are they?
And he points to his swords.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you must know, I think my particular mushroom is Emanata, muscarina.
I don't know.
Quite poisonous.
Are you poisonous?
I don't know. No one's eaten me yet.
Well, you could change that.
Ow.
We're all
I
gonna
mean,
follow
yeah.
this guy.
Totally. Do you want a drink?
Yeah. I was headed over there anyway.
I'm drinking with Bye.
Bye.
Bye guy.
Oh, the old guy?
Yeah, Bye guy.
I don't know that guy. Introduce me.
Okay. Hey, Bye guy.
Tether! It is good to see you. What a nickname.
Right? I think we're there.
Okay.
Yeah. This guy offered to eat me.
Well, listen, I didn't say I was gonna eat you. I said you could get someone to eat you. We gotta get a couple drinks in me before we're doing that, eh? Lord Byron looks scandalized.
Yeah, and then Tether, kind of away from, Muscle Hulk. He's like...
Alright, what's there to drink here? And he looks over at the ambassador and goes, "Oh, hey man!" And he just immediately goes over to that guy. And you hear him loudly say, "You ever wrestled?"
Johnny's gonna show up to the duel they scheduled later and realize he walked into an underground wrestle club. Septon's just there.
So,
the Inception did not discuss that they would both be there.
Tether and Byron are drinking. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I want to go find either Septon or Pierre, whoever's closer.
Both on the dance floor.
Alright, I guess I'll gesture those of us still on the dance floor over to me then.
You come over.
Entourage rolls up.
I messed up.
What's wrong?
What?
I messed up the dance. I did so bad.
Oh.
Listen. There's gonna be... was the conversation bad?
No, the conversation was quite pleasant, I think.
That's fine. You can
But
make little mistakes, as
Yeah.
long as you don't make any huge mistakes.
But we were up all night practicing the dance.
Well, that's all right. If she seems a reasonable sort, and I'm sure she would know that you can learn dance steps, but you can't learn to have a personality. So, like, I'm sure you're
Stop it!
you're doing good in the personality department. That's all I'm saying. Don't worry about the dance steps.
Oh, yeah, no, that's, yes.
I just needed to settle my nerves for a second. I was supposed to have a sherry, but I'll go find that.
No, it's all right. You work on your charm. I'll go get you some cherries. See ya.
Can I just say, when Tether talks to Byron, his name's Felix, muscle guy.
Yeah, Lord Felix Numon.
Yeah. Tether is gonna tell Byron, Anis's father.
Great father.
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Well, Same thing.
This situation, kind
Like,
of, yeah.
she's gonna be open and
eraser.
vulnerable and confide to him how that guy just really hurt her feelings.
Okay, did he actually?
He did actually.
Okay,
yeah.
then go ahead and make a persuasion check.
God. Can I get a you go girl
You go,
You
girl.
go, girl.
persuasion? 11.
11. He seems.
Can I guide myself? No, that's magic.
I wouldn't probably go over too well. He seems sympathetic to what you're saying, but he also seems kind of impressed by that guy in general. So,
Toxic masculinity.
well, it's more about his war record, because he legitimately does have a pretty impressive resume when it comes to leading battles. And to be a silver beast at age 23, I mean, there's very few who could, in fact, none other who could claim that honor. But he does seem rather brusque, maybe a bit too much. I don't know how well he fits in at court here.
I mean, you don't have to fit into court. We can move on. I just wanted to say one thing.
No, I appreciate you letting me know, Tether. I could see that. He said some rather uncouth things as well when you were approaching. Whew. But, I'm sorry that it made you uncomfortable, Tether.
It's okay. If he comes back over when we're drinking, you lead the conversation.
Will do, my friend. No problemo.
So do you want to hear about the time I got flayed?
Yes, I really do.
Okay. And I'll just pepper him
You
with
two start
the
drinking and having those stories.
Sorry, y'all. I tried.
Pierre, you can find some cherries. There's definitely some garnished cherries on one of the tables.
Okay, sweet. I scoop up a couple.
Bring them
Go
on
back to
back.
the dance floor. Bring them on back.
You receive some cherries.
Thank you, Pierre. It's
Well,
much appreciated. Now I eat the cherries.
Can something scan the room and see where our target has gone?
She is sitting at the table with Odessa and Percival right now. She seems to be taking a rest. Percival's
Shandy,
talking,
perhaps.
but neither of them are really responding to him.
Shandy, perhaps it would be best if you went back and cut in over there.
I know I didn't want to come on too strong and be overwhelming. We just danced for so long, but maybe I should get back to her.
Right, I mean, we've been chatting here for a minute. Some time has passed.
Yes, I've had my cherries. I'm ready.
Yes. Actually, no, that's it. You go back and you ask Odessa about that drink. That's your in. That's your opening. There you go. And
I knew I could count on you.
Septon will clap him with some inspiration as he walks away.
Cool.
Which I don't think is visible magic. I'm not like...
Nope, you're just saying it to him and you feel inspired.
Got 10 minutes for that.
While
Shandy.
this conversation is happening, Una, you notice that the ambassador, half in a desperate bid to get away from Felix, but also seeing Shandy begin to cross the dance floor, is beginning to make his way in Shandy's direction.
Does he have a drink on him?
He does.
I'm going to walk across and actually wait. Oh, it would be smoother. Okay. Person closest to me, I'm gonna swipe their drink and go, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna pretend to fall into the ambassador and spill on him.
Okay, you fall and...
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What was your drink? I'll go get it right now. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's fine. I have to retire to clean the uniform before it stains.
You sure you don't want... I can go get...
No, it's fine. You've done enough.
I feel awful. Okay.
In a huff, he turns and leaves the dance floor.
Cool. I return to my post.
And the nobleman you took the drink for is standing there waiting, and he goes,
Would you like
"What?
your
What? Yes, I would."
I'll go do that.
Good. Shandy, you managed to make it to the table. Percival seems to be in the middle of some sort of talk about a treatise that was recently discovered by pirates or something.
As intrigued as Shandy is by that.
Yeah.
I need to take a load off Odessa. Our drink was interrupted earlier. Apologies for that.
Yes, it was. And she points across the table to your seat. You do see a glass of sherry sitting there.
Lovely. And I will take a seat and start enjoying my sherry.
So, Master Proxy, tell me, what do you know of the Northern Mercantile Fleet?
Hell
Let me tell you
for 3
about
hours.
the Northern Mercantile Fleet. Shandy opens his coat and pulls a copy. He keeps that thing on it.
As you do that, Odessa's eyes widen a little bit, and she says, "Niece, would you care for a walk in the garden?" And he says, "Yes, I think I would." And takes her hand and walks her off.
Septon sees Shandy sit down and immediately blow it.
I mean, Percival seems legitimately interested. He expected you to know nothing, and the fact that you have a treatise, he's like, "Oh, good," and he gets sort of involved in it.
Septon will... Hang on. I need to remember how this spell works, because even though I've had it apparently for an unknown amount of time, which I can explain later, I don't remember how it works. Oh, actually, do I want to cast a spell? It is...
Sorry, did I freeze for anyone else? Or is
You are frozen.
You are frozen.
Okay, let me...
How conspicuous would be casting message? Because the description is you point your finger toward a creature in range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message.
It would be as conspicuous as pointing a finger and whispering a message.
Okay, there's not gonna be like a flash of light as I cast the spell.
Nope.
Okay, then something will...
My Discord's having a bit of a meltdown right now.
Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you fine, yeah. I just think I
Okay.
should fix something quick.
No worries.
Then Septon will point at Shandi, cast message, and say, "It would be a little strong to follow. Perhaps take this time to size up your opponent at the table there."
Noted.
I don't think you can respond. Just...
I just think that to myself.
Yeah.
Percival seems legitimately very intrigued about your report here, and there's knowledge in here that he didn't have, and he's asking you like where you came by it and all this stuff. He may be a little snooty, but he's also an academic just like you.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell him about our time in the archives. And...
He's been there as well. He speaks fondly of it, except for all the ghosts. What are so Shandy's doing a book report. Tether's hanging out with an old man. What are the rest of y'all getting up to?
I don't know, kind of at a loss here with like what's gonna immediately help our goal.
Yeah, I mean, you see them, they're about to like leave the room and go into the gardens.
Them, sorry, who's them?
The Anise and Odessa.
Feels weird to interrupt them though.
You do see a figure coming in from the gardens as well, somebody who wasn't there for dinner. A man dressed in really, really fine clothes. Beautiful man with flowing, almost silver blonde hair, with like very fine clothes, who walks up to the table with Shandi and Percival, taps Percival on the shoulder, whispers a few things in his ear, and then makes his way back out to the garden. Johnny, you can't make out what he said when he came up. It's just this guy came up, whispered, and Percival said a few things, and then he went back to the garden.
Wait a minute, hold on. Did I clock that? Did I see that?
Yeah, you saw that, for sure.
Get my character sheet real quick.
Were their mouths in view? I can read lips.
No, he sort of leaned out and whispered with, into his ear, in sort of a servile way.
Oh shoot, I forgot that I'm gonna take note of every single accent that I hear while I'm here.
Okay,
I
yeah.
can copy them all perfectly.
There's a myriad of them.
Could I, seeing Odessa and Anise leave, could Tether who's drinking with Byron, be like, "Oh my God, Bry guy!
Yeah, yes, Tether.
I still haven't met your granddaughter."
Yes, Anise. She's she's going out back with her friend. You'll have to catch them when they come back in. They do love their garden walks at night.
Could we join them? I've never seen the garden. Is it pretty?
It's quite nice, yes. Do you want to go? Well, you'll have to go by my pace. I walk a bit slow, but we could certainly attempt to catch up to them eventually.
Okay. Also, I'll take 2 drinks with me to Devil Fist.
Thank you. Oh, are those both for you?
I mean, if it's uncouth, no, but if it's cool, then yes.
Well, I need my hand for my cane. Do you mind carrying a drink for me? Thank you.
Yeah.
Uncouth. I don't care, Tether.
You could also use the cap as a table.
Well, that's an ingenious idea. As he starts hobbling out, they're moving quite a bit faster, so they make it out of the gardens and out of view, but you are heading off in that direction.
Yeah, okay. So now I just need it to be known there is a glass on my head and 2 in my hand.
Okay, sure. Byron is chuckling along with this. Byron is fucking sauced right now.
Counted on it.
Una, you notice that Bilal clocks Byron and Tether going outside, and he stands up and starts slowly making his way out behind them. And, you can tell that he's trying not to be noticed by them. Not, moving stealthily, but he's, keeping far enough behind and stopping at enough places that he's trying to keep an eye on them without them knowing that he's doing that.
What's Bilal's relation to Byron? Do we know?
He's trying to get him and his knights errant to do a job. That's all you know.
I will telepathically just say to Tether that you're being followed by Bilal.
I can't respond, right?
No.
Okay. And I can't nod my head.
That's true.
Well, I mean, I know it got to you. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you make your way out.
I'll be like, tap your foot twice if you want me to come for backup or something.
I do.
Okay, I'll go invisible.
Cool.
Follow.
Yeah, the nobleman.
Mainly because I just like having you around.
The nobleman who you got the drink for has been kind of trying to talk to you, but you've just been paying attention to other things. And you go invisible and goes, "Did I imagine her? She was quite small."
Oh, this poor man.
Cool. You falling out. It's a beautiful garden. It's sort of the path of the garden winds up and down across these hills and ridges in the mountain that have all been sort of landscaped to be filled with beautiful flower beds and sculpture and hedges. There's benches here and there. You notice that there's a fair number of party guests out here looking up at the moon. The moon and stars are, not the brightest they'll be this year, but even though it is winter, it's quite warm here in comparison to where you guys are from. So maybe not for you, Una, because you're from, Helvast is always really warm, but it's not uncomfortable. It's not really cold out here at all. But yeah, so Tether, Byron, and Una have all gone outside, as well as Bilal and Odessa and Anise. Is anybody doing anything in here? I mean, Shandi's having a book report with Percival. who now is glancing outside now and again, but he's still pretty engaged with what you're doing.
Maybe as I left, I just told the team as I passed them telepathically what we're doing. By the way, I'm invisible. You can't see me.
Is there anyone who looks like they might be keeping watch
There's
as to
guards.
what's happening and might be getting suspected?
There's guards spread throughout the chamber. The big armored Liquidor are like, there's plenty of them here. Yeah.
But they don't look like they're being suspicious of anything
No,
going on.
they don't even really look like they're paying too much particular attention to anyone other than the Countess.
Okay. Is there anyone around who, might be of some importance or not, who looks like they could use some company?
No one's talking to the Countess at the moment. She seems to just be sort of watching and drinking a glass of wine. The man who was sitting next to her has sort of got up and was mingling with a crowd, but they all left. So he sort of wearily sat down in a seat and started massaging his leg.
Great. I'll walk up and I'll sit down and chat with the Countess.
There's nowhere to... I mean, you could... So there's guards sort of guarding where she's sitting, but you could go up to the table to talk to her if you wanted.
Okay. I'll do that.
You'll have to remind me your name.
Everett.
Everett.
Everett Cornelius Nelson.
Yes, Everett Cornelius Nelson. How are you enjoying the party so far?
Oh, it's been such a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for inviting me and my friends.
Oh, of course. It's the least I could do after what they've done for me.
I particularly like the pear. That was a delicious dessert.
It is a delicacy, yes.
Yeah. And the dancing was a lot of fun. My friends and I had a good deal of fun learning the walls do a Reese.
Yes, I noticed that you all did that. I mean, you did your homework. Though I will say, your friend dancing with my niece did not perform it as well as one would hope, but
yeah, he really biffed it, didn't he?
He did biff it. That is what happened. But I'm sure that's all right.
Yeah, well, there's more laugh than dancing.
Yes, well then he's wooing as a proxy anyway, so his particular dancing skills, I don't know, don't necessarily matter.
I must say, I have to take the credit for us learning that dance. I have a particular interest in the histories and cultures of our world, and that was my own particular touch.
Oh well, I'm very impressed. A man as young as yourself, I'm surprised to hear you're so well studied.
Well, I've been around, I think. Anyway, I just wanted to ask you about all the flowers.
Yes.
I noticed are you partial to buttercups?
It's the flower of my of the Chaminteau line, so I am, yes.
Well, they're quite beautiful.
They are. There's
a lot of lilacs in the valley.
Yes, it's a particular oddity of this place. There's always been lilacs here, even though they don't really grow around. Many say it's because of the temperature. But I always appreciate the smell.
Me too. It's rather significant.
Yes. It really adds. It's nice to have an aromatic, a pleasantly aromatic area as well as visually pleasant area. You know, it works hand in hand. And some flowers just don't give off quite as strong or as beautiful a smell. So we're quite blessed with the lilac.
I agree. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You seem particularly affected by the flower. Do you have a history with them? I didn't see any up in Kelshar when I made my visit.
Well, I'm sort of from all over, as it were, and I have a history.
Well, it can't be too long of a history, or if you don't mind me saying, quite young.
Well, it's always a bit more complicated than it seems, you know.
I suppose that's the case.
Do you like magic, Countess?
Like tricks? Like, are you offering to do a card trick?
No, I find myself, I feel that you are, you're fascinated with the world. At least that's the way sorry if I'm being too forward.
No, it's...
I'm somebody who does magic, and I know that this place is not necessarily all that used to it, but
oh,
you yourself,
well, no,
maybe it's different.
I don't know when you last read about Salos, but arcane magic has been legal here for quite some time.
Well, there's a difference between legality and...
Yes, well, no, it hasn't exactly caught on to our cultural cloth, but I have no specific problem with it. When I was young, my uncle traveled quite far before his children were, and so he had quite a bit more of an open mind about these things than many did, and he wasn't one to keep his stories secret. So much like his granddaughter, I spent a lot of my childhood hearing about his adventures with people, perhaps such as yourself. So I don't have a hatred for it, as some do. But I'm not familiar with it.
Well, your uncle sounds like a very interesting man.
He is. He's the most... for a long time, he was the most interesting man I'd ever met. But then I decided to see the world.
You saw the world. I didn't know that about you.
Well, I mean, I met your friends coming back from Zymor, which is not a place that Selosians oft go.
Well, I didn't realize that was a vacation of sorts.
Vacation. We call it a cruise.
A cruise.
She gives you a wink.
A cruise it is then. Well,
no,
I would be much obliged to hear more about your travels.
Well, they're not as extensive as Byron's. He would be the man to speak to more, but as I've only really been where ostensibly you and your friends most recently came from, and I made a trip up to Caerleone once or twice when I was a little younger, which very interesting. Though I can't say I've seen much of it, but that place is almost as big as our empire, so it's hard to.
Really?
No, it's if you want interesting stories, Byron's the one to go to. He could fill many nights with his tales.
You'll forgive me for saying so, but perhaps some of them are tall, a bit.
You'd think, but and seeing him now, and he's not the fighter he once was, but had you seen him in his prime, I don't think you'd doubt the stories one bit.
No, I guess I don't doubt it. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting.
It's good to get to know you, Everett.
You too. Well, have a nice evening.
You as well. As you're turning to go, you bump into a wall of muscle. You look up and you see Felix, and he goes, What's the name of your scythe, little guy?"
It's called can I actually say its real name? It's called Wheat Taker.
Wheat. Oh. And he just turns and leaves.
That farming shit. You a fucking farmer, bro?
Ugh.
It's easier to explain than it belongs to an ancient undead vampiric entity.
This guy would probably love that shit. All right, out in the gardens. Byron continues to talk to you. He's pretty sauced. He's kind of forgotten why you came out here, so he's just talking to you loudly as you walk through the gardens. You do keep an eye on Odessa and Anise, and they're strolling through the gardens. They clearly know each other very well. They're very familiar with each other. Like, Odessa will say something, and Anise will, giggle and push her.
That's nice.
It's
Tether
hard
is
to
kinda like-
decipher, especially for Tether, if it's like a friendly vibe or
Friendly,
like a
yeah.
romantic vibe.
We're getting in the way of true love.
Yeah. And Tether's not even
Not
gonna
the
try
first
to.
time, and it
force
won't
it.
be the last.
But in order to like help support her friend, she's gonna like put her arm around his to like kind of be like a guide and
Yeah, and
support.
he leans on you a little bit for sure. You,
And we're just talking about how they would put me in boiling water and then keep adding acid to it, little by little.
and
stuff
it-
like that.
as drunk as he is, he keeps saying like, "I would never do that to you, Tether.
I know. Yeah.
I wish
most
you were.
people
I wish you
wouldn't.
were born here. We could have gone on adventures, and you wouldn't have gotten flayed."
Wow. Yeah. Tether's also been drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Meanwhile, Bilal is, he's keeping his distance, pretending to look at flowers and stuff, but clearly keeping an earshot of Tether and Byron.
Oh, flowers.
Yeah, like admiring the scenery. But eventually, Odessa and Anise sit on a bench, overlooking the town below them. And out here, you can hear sounds from the orchestra hall, sort of wafting up. You hear the sounds from inside and the sounds from down below, sort of clashing, mingling in the beautiful, clear night sky here. And they sit on the bench together, overlooking the city down below. They're there for a moment before Byron and Drunken Tether, both like on the verge of tears, make their way up.
Tears? That's why family is so important.
It
you know?
is. Speaking of family, Anise, have you met Tether? And Anise,
Hi.
Odessa looks a little glum that you're here, and Anise stands up and says, "No, we briefly passed each other on the dance floor, but
Oh yeah, we traded partners. Do you like licorice?
yes, I think I do. Well,
Your name. Your name? Anise? Star anise is how you make licorice.
Oh. Well, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
So you're like a star anise.
Oh, thank you. Tether
like
here.
a star.
Tether here is one of the adventurers from far flung, and they flayed her. Starts crying again.
Okay, buddy. Tether's gonna swat a little bit. Does anyone want this drink? I don't think he needs it.
Odessa grabs it.
It's so pretty out here.
It is. And Anise and I were enjoying the view. She sort of gives you
Well,
a
it is
look,
a-
Tether, that you can't decipher.
Tether takes what she means to heart, and she goes, "Yeah, and it is a view to be enjoyed. I'll tell ya." What are you looking at?
Odessa just... that's the city. It's the capital, Shekular, and then beyond it, it's the rest of the valley.
So pretty. Well, we're only here for a couple of days. We need to figure out all the nice places to go.
Anise says, "Well, you've got the right man on your arm for that."
He is great, isn't he?
He is.
Is he cognizant?
He's kind of mumbling to himself. I think you've probably found a part of the bench to sit him down on.
Yeah. No, I'm not putting him on a bench. He's sitting on the ground using the bench as back support. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's gonna fall off a bench.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, buddy.
He's really
So pretty here.
He is. We're lucky to have him. We are.
Yeah. He's nice.
So
Yeah.
I
Am I missing a social cue? I'm gonna be so real with you.
No, that's fine. It's more than fine. Odessa clearly goes to say yes, and he's like, no, it's fine. No, the more the merrier.
Yeah, let me tell you, 2 years ago, I was not a part of society. I was in the woods, literally.
And they flayed her.
Okay, buddy. Isn't that ground soft? Maybe nap time, right?
Tether.
Yeah.
Tether.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Would you mind?
get
Would
that.
you mind getting me there?
I don't know where your bed is.
I'll lead the way. Oh, find the Baronet! He knows.
The Baronet? Okay. Okay.
And he
Don't worry,
starts
guys.
getting up to his feet.
No, you stay here. I'll get the Baronet,
Okay.
and then they'll come get you.
All right.
Okay?
Tether, before you go,
Mm-hmm.
you're special.
You're special. Hey, no, look at me in the eye. You're special.
Tether! I'm an old man. I know
no,
these
no.
things. You're special, and don't ever let them flay you again, literally or metaphorically.
You know what? I'm not.
Good.
I'm gonna flay them.
Yes! I like it.
Yeah, buddy. And you know what? You're coming with me.
Let's get to flaying, Tether.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna get the Baronet. Can you guys watch him for a second?
And he says, yes, thank you.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Cool. Una, you see as Tether runs past you, but you don't see Una run past. You don't see Una while you run past because she's invisible.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, Una, you do see the Bolao does relax. And he stays in the vicinity, but like he's clearly not as interested in what's going on anymore.
Stay here, but like, even though it doesn't change anything, I will turn my back to the lady out of respect.
You hear quiet conversation, but you can't make out what they're saying. Percival thanks you for your book report, Shandi, but he does go ahead and head out into the garden. In fact, he passes by Tether, like looks really taken aback as Tether sort of sprints past him, but he goes out into the garden away from Tether, and you are left alone at the suitors' table. Septon and Pierre, you up to anything?
I'm just doing squire duty. I moved to a strong position off of Shandi's shoulder.
Cool.
So I'm going to keep an eye on Felix.
Felix is dancing with random noble woman at this point.
Alright, nothing to worry about.
Who's Shandi talking to right now?
Nobody. He's at a table alone.
Percy just left.
Yeah.
Oh, Percy just left. Oh, okay.
We can go back to before he left if you want, though.
No, it's fine.
Well, here it seems the move is to take in the night air at this point. Has it just been the two of them, Tether and then Percy, that have gone out, or are other people going in and out of the garden?
There's plenty of people out there, yeah.
Okay.
In and out.
Should we take a stroll, stretch our legs a bit?
Lead the way, my liege.
You don't have to call me that when nobody else is around. You really don't have to call me that when other people are around, but...
I'm your squire. I have to call you that.
Very well. And, we will head out, I guess.
Cool. Septon, what are you up to? You staying in here? You heading out?
If everybody else is heading outside, and is it just our party going outside, or are other random
Others,
people?
yeah, plenty of people.
Okay, then yeah, Septon will just move outside.
Cool. All right, you all head on outside. Tether, you find the Baronet, who is not at the party. He's in a room off of the party. His hair is a mess. He's disheveled. There's like boards all over the place with like event plannings and like guest lists, and he's like furiously scribbling one to the other.
Hi.
Oh no. Hello.
Byron, is gonna need help being escorted to his room.
Oh. Why are you telling me this?
I don't know where his room is, and I don't think has the ability to tell me.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Don't hate the messenger.
I'm not. Yes, I don't. He should ask a servant. They know where the rooms are.
Well, are there any servants outside?
I don't know. I don't know where the servants are right now. I wish I knew where the servants are right now. They're supposed to be checking in with me, but they haven't, so I don't know where the servants are right now.
Wait, are all the servants gone?
No.
Then you just said they haven't checked in with you. Can you see them, or are they in the?
I can see them, but that's different than them checking in with me. They're supposed to check in with me at regular intervals.
Have you told them that?
Yes, they should know. They know. Shit. I did not tell them that.
Okay, that's. This is what we do. We take a deep breath. Hey.
Listen, Tether. I appreciate what you're doing right now. I do not need your help. I've got plenty to deal with. I'll
Any
go.
help?
I'll go get Byron, I suppose.
I'll take you to him.
Thank you. You take him out.
We can hold hands if you want.
I really don't want that.
Okay, some people find that comforting.
I am not one of those people. He takes a minute to fix his clothes and hair before you take him out. Yeah, you take him back to Byron, and the Baronet begrudgingly helps Byron in. The rest of you are outside. You see that Percival's now standing with that man with the silver long flowing hair. There's also a gaggle of young noblewomen sort of clustered not too far away from them, and every time that man sort of looks over towards them, they sort of and go and turn the other way. They're clearly fans of his. But you all head out. You just wander finding a place to sit.
Walking the paths, admiring the greenery.
It's really quite nice.
Are there topiary animals?
Yeah.
Look, Pierre, that one reminds me of Rip Rap.
Who's that again?
Oh, he's the white dragon.
The what?
In my room, on the shelf.
Oh. I don't.
You don't know the names of all his.
Have I not introduced you to?
No,
to them yet?
No, you haven't.
You don't know Rip Rap, Caltrops, or the Admiral?
Nope. I'm sorry, Fred. I don't.
We have so much to cover when we get back.
Okay. Are these trophies?
Oh, they're trophies.
Oh. That's cool. How did you win them?
Well, one I won at a carnival.
Oh.
The other I won gambling. How did I win?
Is it the
old
Winter Festival? Old Spooky?
Did I just buy it? Did I just buy the one at the Winter Festival?
You might have won a game. I don't totally remember, but
the other one was also at a carnival.
Resuming character. Well, yes, my liege, you will have to introduce me to them upon our return to Hagen.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Baronet sort of carts Byron away. Tether, are you staying there?
Tether sits down on the bench between them.
Well, you can't sit between them because they're right next to each other. You'd have to physically push them apart from each other to do that.
Okay, so sit on the other side of Anise. He's stressed.
Oh, he didn't seem stressed to me. Oh, the Baronet?
Yeah.
Well, he's splitting his time between here and Zymor, so I imagine the stress quite piles up.
Yeah.
Well, I think it might be time for me to retire for the night.
Okay.
And Odessa says, I can walk you to your room if you'd like, my lady. And he says, thank you, Odessa. But don't call me that. Odessa stands up and says, well, she'll see you in the future festivities, Tether.
Bye, Odessa. I know...
It's Lady Odessa, but yes.
Okay.
It's just...
Lady... Yeah, no, totally, I get it. Okay, bye, Lady Odessa. Bye, Anise.
Lady Anise. Anise. In fact, it's much more crucial to call her that than it is to call me that. Though if you see me tomorrow, it is Sir Odessa during the joust.
Oh, this is so hard.
I have faith you'll get it. Anise? And the two of them sort of brush away. You see as Percival notices this, he is sort of rushed along by the long-haired man, and goes up and says, "Are you taking your leave of the party, my lady?" She goes, "Yes, Percy, I'm quite tired, but I shall see you at the joust tomorrow." He goes, "Yes, you shall, and you shall see Sir Chester, hopefully, win. He's quite good." She goes, I look forward to seeing it." Brushes past.
I guess noticing them heading out, Shandi will be like, "Here, we best pay our respects as well." And like kind of speed walks, but tries to keep it proper going over.
All right, I'm right behind you.
You make your way. You make it on up to them. She goes, Shandi.
Lady Anise, Lady Odessa, I bid you both good night.
It was nice to meet you tonight, Shandi. I look forward to getting to know you more over the course of the weekend.
Likewise, I hope to see you tomorrow at the joust.
You shall. I notice it says, "And I can't wait to cross blades with you tomorrow at the joust. I hope."
I look forward to it.
And the two of them go back inside.
All right, Pierre. I have to go get in a fight now.
With?
Oh, Felix wanted to duel me.
Oh. All right. Would you like me to come with and watch your back?
Yes, you might as well stick around.
Okay. Sounds good. If anyone gets too close to you, I'll shove them.
Well, okay, but maybe not.
Oh.
Unless they're coming at me with ill intent, but it's a party. People bump shoulders.
I suppose you're right. But if they're rude to you, I'll shove them.
I give you leave to shove them if they're rude to me.
Nice. Okay.
All right, you head inside, and honestly, almost as if on cue, once people see Anise leaving, the party starts to sort of wind down. As people bid farewell, the older man who is sitting next to the Countess goes and gives her hand a kiss before leaving. Oliver swings by Everett and claps you on the shoulder and says, "Well, I'll see you tomorrow?"
Yeah, tomorrow, my friend.
Yes. And he
Nice dancing.
heads on out. The guests start to sort of file out until, there's a couple people here. The gardens clear out pretty quickly as well. Bilal leaves, just straight up leaves the keep. Until, there's not too many people left. Felix is still around. He's no longer drinking. He's probably polishing his swords at the suitor's table when you come back inside. And Percival and his companion come back inside as well. The Countess takes her leave. Doesn't seem like anybody's getting kicked out, but the party is definitely coming down to the final few people around. The music is slow and chill now. The lights have been dimmed.
I'll roll up to the suitor's table and say, "Polishing your swords, I see."
Yeah, you have to keep them in good shape, otherwise they won't. You won't be able to wield them well.
You know that nobody else understands it when I have to go to bed an hour early to polish my sword before my head hits my pillow. The swords have to be polished.
Right, and now imagine two of them. Double the polishing, double the time.
I don't have to imagine. You should see the rack of weapons.
Oh, you've got a lot?
At home. Well, I like to have my selection.
That's the difference between us Caerleonans and you Zamorians. For us, a weapon is like your soul. You're bonded with it. You're one with it. It is you. You are it. I couldn't imagine ever cheating on these girls.
Mwah, mwah. These are my ladies.
Fucks the sword.
But I guess that is a difference of perspective. Although this one is special to me, given that
you made
myself.
it. Yeah, that's something.
So I can't see myself leaving it behind anytime soon.
Fair
anyway,
enough.
You mentioned a sporting duel earlier.
We could do it. We could do it now if you wanted. I warn you, I can't hold back very well.
Well, it wouldn't be any fun if you did.
You're jousting tomorrow, all right?
I am.
After a night with me, you're not going to be able to walk, much less get on a horse.
Yeah, when my blood starts boiling, I get kissing.
Every word out of this man's mouth.
This was not my intention for this character.
We'll just have to see about that.
All right. And he sheathes both of his swords. Well, we probably can't do it in here. We probably get yelled at. You got a spot?
We could find a quiet corner of the garden.
Go to the garden. Here's what. I'll come to your room. After, this whole thing clears out. We'll sneak down to the garden and we can get busy.
Sounds like a plan.
I want someone to pass by and go, sword swallower!
Oh,
Did you bid Anise good night?
I did, yes.
Nice.
Felt proper.
How do you think you're doing?
Well, it's hard to say so early on, but I feel I've made a decent first impression. Dancing aside.
I did my best to sweep her off her feet, but that Odessa, she's going to be a hard challenge to overcome. They've known each other since they were kids. Ugh.
That's she. Well, I suppose it's in the spirit of fair competition. The best suitor shall win, but
yeah, for sure. Did your dad make you do this too?
No, he's not my. He's more of a.
Oh right,
surrogate.
you're a boxer, right? Boxy.
A court duelist.
No, you're not the guy.
Oh, surrogate or proxy.
Ah! Yeah. Hey, by the way, nice to meet you. He points to you, Pierre. We haven't met yet. You're fucking jacked. What do you bench?
Oh, I bench a casual 600. That's my warm-up.
All right.
Why doesn't it? I lean over reception. Why doesn't anybody ever ask me what I bench?
Are we there?
You're around.
I thought I was still outside.
Oh, you can still be outside. That's fine.
No. I'd rather be here. I'd much rather be here.
Yeah. People are pulling up chairs, No, my dad really wants me to settle down before I die on the field of battle. Without, giving him an heir or whatever.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm speaking out.
No. Come on.
No,
Who gives a shit?
Here, please, there's no need for the formalities right now.
Party's over. We're just hanging. Do you want to wrestle?
I would, but I'm on duty.
Nah, fair. Fair enough. I get it.
What's stopping you from just quick popping out an air and getting back to what you love?
Listen, okay, you clearly don't know anything about how the noble stuff works. I can't just pop out an air with anybody. You gotta get married to somebody of your station, and then have the appropriate match, and then you can't have an heir right away because then you'll seem too eager or whatever. So
clearly your heart's not in it.
Well, I don't know. No, she's cute. Listen, she's cute. She was really nice. We had a good conversation while we were dancing. Like, she could be the one.
Okay. Look, I mean, it's clear where your interests lie, right? You like fighting, you like wrestling, you like swords.
My life, my lover, and my lady is the battlefield.
I don't know. I've been here for 3 minutes listening to you talk about swords, and I think I know where it's at for you.
Speaking of swords, that's a nasty piece of work you got on your back there.
Oh yeah, you like this thing?
That's awesome. How do you manage to not cut yourself with that guy there?
I mean, the whole middle part is safe to hold.
Yeah, but if you're swinging it, I feel like it's gonna come around,
Yeah, I mean, it's just like any other blade. You gotta know
You
how
gotta
to
learn it. Yep. All right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you wanna give it a try?
Oh no, I wouldn't. I don't. Come on.
You don't want to cheat on your girls.
I don't use other people's swords, and nobody else uses my swords. You know.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, I don't know. I mean, maybe my dad's right. Maybe I should settle down. But that's just to say I can't go back to war once I'm married, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. What's
you don't
stopping
have
me?
to give up your passions if you don't want to.
Well, that wouldn't be a very healthy relationship, now would it?
No, you should live your life in harmony.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe she'd come to war. She doesn't seem the type. Listen, there's one thing I love. It's killing ghosts. And maybe she could get into that. I don't know. They do divine magic and shit down here.
I'm sure you could find somebody who loves killing ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, have you met Caerleon and royalty? Their nobility? They are far more interested in hanging out in their safe little cities than going out on the field of battle. At least down here in Salos, they have like a sense of adventure, you know? They got knights errant and shit.
I like killing ghosts.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm basically royalty.
What do you mean you're royalty? You're a fucking squire.
Well, I'm working as a squire like this week, but
Where are you from?
I'm from Lenay.
I don't know where the fuck that
what's
is.
that region? I'm trying to remember what that region's called.
Zymor, but the
Viserion. Yeah.
Oh shit! All right. Okay, you know what? You know what's weird is so I'm half elf. I'm actually half wood elf. Apparently, my family can be traced back to the Viserion too. So look at that.
Oh, how about that?
Are you looking for a husband?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Oh shit! Okay, I mean, we can make something happen. You want to get to know each other? You want to wrestle?
Yeah, I want to wrestle.
All right. Okay, you're coming to the gardens with us later tonight.
All right, cool. I mean, as long as it's okay with you, boss. Look at Shandy.
Do what you want. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, listen. I mean, you ever killed a ghost before?
Have I ever killed a ghost? Ghost. Yes. Yeah, actually.
Oh shit!
I killed a bunch of ghosts recently.
Oh really? Where?
Oh man, it was some big job in this like big haunted castle. I had to fight our way through some.
Oh, okay. So they're not the kind of they're not the wraiths. They didn't come back after you killed them, right? It's in some like haunted house somewhere else. Yeah, the ghosts I kill, they come back. It's kind of sick, actually. You get to form sort of rivalries with these guys.
Oh.
I've killed the same ghost like 40 times. It's awesome. You sort of learn their moveset.
Yeah. Gotta respect the grind. I know what you mean.
It's pretty sick, man. Everybody says the ghost war is a big bummer, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely haven't fought those types of ghosts before, but yeah, cool. That sounds like something I'd do.
Well, hey, now I got two ladies to woo this week. I mean, I still gotta woo. No offense, but I still gotta woo her because my dad said so. But
man, I don't know if you're man enough for two ladies.
Oh, I'm man enough for two ladies, and he holds up his two swords.
You'll find I'm more of a great sword. I take two hands.
Okay! Alright! I didn't think I was gonna have this much fun down here! Alright, I gotta go limber up. But I'll be coming by your room tonight for duel and a wrestle. Let's do it. And he sheaths his swords and heads on out.
His head turned into a train whistle. Yeah.
Sorry, Shandi. I'm really trying to like get him distracted.
Yeah, no. I saw what you were doing. I saw what you were doing, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just to be clear, I am not interested in that.
Well, enjoy your wrestling, I suppose.
I probably will.
I'm going to go find my quarters as well.
All right. Good night, my liege.
Yes, I'll see you in the garden later, I suppose. I don't know how he plans on doing this. if it'll be a one at a time sort of thing, or if we're all just going to show up to the wrestling match.
Hold on, did we confirm that the rest of us know about this wrestling match, or is this just...
If you wanted to be at the table, you could have been at the table to hear about the wrestling match.
Septon's just gonna recommend... Are you gonna need a healer on site for an off the books duel?
Yeah, it couldn't hurt, but
I mean, I'm
I
not
think
sure
I
how
should be
long.
fine. I think I can
Not sure
take
how.
him.
Not sure how long I can stay in the castle, with this being a party invite only. And
I'll just come hang out in my room with Pier and I suppose he's not going to Pier's room to knock on her door because, unless he's going to the inn.
I don't think you thought that far ahead.
Probably not. I didn't think that far ahead. Maybe I'll just hang out for a little bit.
Septon, if you want to stay and be an emergency healer, you can, but I can heal myself well enough with Shaco now that I
Go
should
meditate in
change
the
through
garden
having an
for a moment.
injury.
I just want to make sure nobody gets killed before the joust tomorrow. Although if someone gets killed, it's a little out of my hands.
If
Need tether
he
for that one.
kills- If he kills someone, then that'll disqualify him from this whole wooing thing for sure. So maybe as the squire, it's my
No,
job
I
to,
don't.
I don't know if that's a
I
route I
don't
would
know that
like
that
to.
sacrifice is required of you.
Right.
whatever.
The wrestling is sacrifice enough, I think.
Look, I came here for a fight. Sounds like I'm gonna get one.
I hope so.
I mean, do you two want me to tag along, or is it?
If you show up at that garden, you gotta wrestle. That's the rule.
No, I mean, listen. I know how to wrestle. All right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
might actually have the highest grapple score of anyone here, but
Alright.
Then you're there. Let's do it.
Welcome to
Alright.
Fight Club, Septon.
oh boy. Shall we tell the other three, or are we just off?
Oh, we can invite them for sure, but the rule is if you show up, you have to wrestle. And I think we'll see.
You two can tell them I'm going to go track down a servant and find out where I'm staying.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what are the other three of you doing? Are you coming back in, or are you just chilling?
I think I just stayed on that bench.
Cool. It's nice.
Everett. Oh, I have to sleep with this thing, don't I? Okay. Everett was gonna use his Stone of Strength, but I think he has to sleep on that overnight, so. Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, Everett's going to send his eye along with them to watch what's happening.
They're not going to be wrestling for like a while. I think
Okay,
the eye only
well
lasts
then-
an hour.
Okay, then Everett will wait until that time and then.
Una, you headed back inside. Are you still invisible in the garden? You're muted, by the way.
I headed back inside, but still invisible, so I'm just listening to all this for
Cool.
shits and giggles.
The antisocial kid's dream to turn invisible at a party.
100%.
Except it says, should we tell the others? And Una just fucking appears.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like at this point, people are kind of, they're not getting escorted out, but the servants are starting to clean them up. Like the people are leaving. You see Percival and his companion head up towards the rest of the keep together. Shandi, as you are trying to find a servant to send you where you're gonna go, you find one. He tells you where your room is, but as you turn around to go back to the group, you find yourself face to face with a large figure in a semi-stained uniform. And you see the ambassador standing in front of you.
Excuse me, Ambassador. I didn't mean to get in your way.
I did.
Well, I hope you had a nice evening. I'll be retiring to my chambers now.
Your friends don't know.
don't know what.
Listen, as you may. Your pitiful line may have truly grown so desperate as to ally with the selfsame villain that strove to end it. But don't you think that I can't see through your schemes. I promise you, you will not catch wind of her while I draw breath.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. And by the looks of you, it looks like you may have had a bit too much to drink, and you may be confused.
That snake
Trying
is...
to stay out of your way, as you instructed. I want no trouble with you. As far as I'm concerned, we have no quarrel.
As long as you and that snake hunt her, we have quarrel. And he may have taught you to lie with that silvered tongue of his, but I see right through you, Asime. And he sort of pushes past you, up towards the stairs.
I will not look at him, and I will head the other way, and then find my room. Unless my room's in that direction.
Your room is the way he went, yeah.
Okay,
but your
then
friends
I'm
are the
going to-
opposite way.
Yeah, I'll just return to my group and be like, well, I've located my chambers, so if those of us who plan on wrestling tonight want to gather there for a while, we can do that while we wait.
Yes, I'll join.
Yeah, sounds fine. I mean, I can just meditate there for a couple hours, I suppose. Garden sounds like a pleasant place for it.
Oh, he was going to the room.
Yeah.
You probably can't stay in the garden. You might get thrown
wow.
out that one. But you could just go to his room with him for a while until Mr. Russell
yeah, sure, I'll
shows
go
up.
sit on the floor.
Are there like people around?
They're kind of clearing out. Most people have left at this point. The servants are cleaning up.
Then a goblin somewhere behind you goes, "Coming!"
Turn and see Goblin Everett.
It stopped being even surprising when he does it.
And he takes the mask off.
Ever, you like wrestling?
But I don't think I'm gonna stand much of a chance.
That's fair. Well, we're
But I have this thing, if you want it. And
What?
Everett produces the Iron Stone of Strength. And says, I was planning on using it for myself, but this isn't really a place that likes magic, but I don't think Felix would much mind.
That's cool.
Oh, I guess it's only... Oh, no, attunement is required. I lied. And I'm not attuned. Well, so much for that. I'll just come and watch.
All right.
I was told if you come, you have to wrestle.
That is
Come,
true.
you do have to wrestle.
And also the inverse is true.
Terrible.
I don't make the rules.
Truly
okay?
rancid.
I don't make the rules.
So who's gonna go to the locker room to wait to wrestle, and who's going home for the night?
Locker room.
I'll go to the locker room.
You gotta wrestle if you go.
Locker room.
I don't have to wrestle.
Yeah, try telling that to Felix, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna see what Felix has to say about that.
How about this? I'll go last, and if you guys fail to beat him up, then clearly we all deserve to die.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to go last, so if I get knocked out, like, because if I get knocked out earlier, I can't heal any of you. But
I think maybe I should still go last.
all right.
Okay.
Una and Tether, you going to the locker room, or you headed home for the night?
I'm headed home.
I'm
But I
benching
think-
until someone moves me, and I'm going home.
Oh yeah, Tether's still outside on the bench.
Yeah, I'm still outside on the bench.
I'll go.
And we don't
collect-
know where Una is.
That's true.
Yeah, it's probably
Just having
better
a
than-
It's probably worn off by now.
probably better
Yeah.
now, though. I'll go collect Tether, and I'll drop like a whispers on pier, so like if any shit goes down, just let me know. I'll stay up a bit, but oh, shit.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'll be up for 7 hours, so that's great.
Cool. All right, the 2 of you head down to the House of Rock. The 4 of you head to Shandi's pretty plush quarters.
We're going to boys' room. No, wait, Pier's here.
Pier.
Never mind.
But you head on out to your respective rooms and wait for the wrestling to begin. And that is where we will end tonight's session of Bright Futures. Yep. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're not currently playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, sorry, playing a TTRPG with your friends, I changed the thing. You should, because it's the only place where you can be enough man for 2 ladies. You can't do that in any other game. I don't know, man.
True.
I'm gonna make one of you guys do the why we can't do it from now on. I've really dropped the ball. Anyway, goodbye.
Bye.
Illy.